There's a fucking 5-minute lag.
I swear I said that like 30
Damn
seconds ago.
It is up straight.
Oh, he just turned.
Gosh dang.
Oh, see? So I was streaming. That's like 5 minutes
Hello?
ago.
Yeah, let's just fucking do it. Gives a fuck.
I don't give a shit.
That music's fucking bumping, eh? Hey, guy. Hello? Hello?
Bring it down just a little bit.
Come Papa squat next to Papa.
Okay.
What's up,
Fuck,
y'all?
where's my beer?
Yo, what's up?
I.
You put your beer down there, didn't you?
Thank you for my
It's
Mickey
behind the
phone.
computer. Okay, are we live for real?
We are.
Hi guys. Sorry,
Hi.
we fucked this shit up royally for the past 2 fucking weeks.
What are you
Yeah.
talking about, boy?
You want to run that bass line?
How about some
Oh yeah. Let's do it, baby.
Oh yeah, kill the Spotify. All right.
You know what?
Let's get settled here.
What's poppin'?
What's poppin', y'all?
What's... Hey. Yo, what's up?
Happy fucking New Year.
Happy fucking New
Happy
Year.
New Year's.
You take 2 weeks off,
And you fuck it all
it
up.
goes to hell.
Don't take 2 weeks off.
What's the deal with Thursdays?
Hey,
They fuck your shit up.
what are you talking about? We recorded a great show on Thursday.
We
was
didn't
great.
record shit.
Oh, come on, guy.
It was great.
It's one fly ass bass line.
Yeah. Did you write
I can
this?
listen to this for days.
All right, what's cracking, guys? Welcome to episode 5 of the APE Audio Podcast. Sorry for the immense technical difficulties. None of us have any fucking clue what's going on,
I
and the
do.
shit's burning down around us.
It's hot out here.
What's
Yeah.
up? I feel like,
It's fucking hot out here, huh?
yeah, we're playing the game of survive in the desolate heat of the jam space.
Yeah.
That's always exciting.
I think it's fine.
Sweater was a bad call.
I think it's great. I'm loving it here.
Ian loves it hot.
You guys want to quickly go over what happened last week?
Where Ian dropped his cup full of liquor and
A cup full of liquor spilled everywhere.
made
Yeah.
a big mess on the floor.
Yeah,
We had a
That's
big
pretty
mess on the
embarrassing.
floor.
Yep.
We came back from the holidays, tried to get shit set up. Devin told me something about fingering his sub pump. I don't know what kind of kinky that
I
shit
remember-
that
I
is.
remember.
Yeah,
him
it's
saying
kind of
that.
just like literally it started rising in water level and I got concerned, so I took off the top of it.
You stuck your finger in it?
And then I was measuring how much water, like room I had, and then 5 seconds later it just goes and sprays fucking everywhere, all this groundwater all over the room, and I didn't know I'd turn it off. And then I was like, oh yeah, I should probably unplug it. So
that was the first excuse.
Yeah.
20
Well,
minutes
shit was
before we're
real.
supposed to go live,
And then what happened?
our guest bails out on us.
He's a good one, though.
No fault of his own, but you
Yeah,
fucked
true.
us.
Yeah, he's the reason why everything went to
Actually, I'm
shit.
just kidding.
No,
It-
the real
It
culprit.
was divine intervention because after all this fucking bullshit happens, we find out that none of our hardware wants to cooperate because Windows pushed an update that fucking broke everything.
It's the
And
firmware.
clearly,
Gotta get the
the
firmwares,
issues are
dude.
still pushing through to this week.
No, I think we're just learning.
Well, that too. It doesn't help that we don't know shit.
I do.
But anyways, it was a good New Year. It was a
Hell
good New
yeah.
Year.
So, yeah, I'm here with my pals Patrick, Ian, Devin,
up, what's
and
up?
I'm Christian.
Hey, Christian.
Yep,
what's
once
up,
again.
man?
We're the Ape crew. We're going to be doing this shit solo this week because,
Solo.
We're
yeah.
trying something new for y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got a new layout. Sitting on
Yeah.
the couch.
Oh yeah. This is the couch potato episode. We're gonna probably rock this like every time it's just the 4 of us hanging out.
Because it's the best.
It's comfortable. Sitting at the table makes me feel like I'm at a business meeting. I'm not a businessman, nor am I a meeting.
But
I don't know about either of those.
So you guys have a good Christmas, good New Year's?
Yeah, it was.
I don't know. You were there on New Year's, weren't you?
Yeah, you know all about that.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where the hell were you?
I decided to have a 2-person dance party. I made dinner and we drank a bottle of Kraken and
What did you
one of those
dance to?
2-liter
The
water
Kraken.
bines.
Yeah. What did you dance to?
Mix of Spotify stuff. Like,
Oh.
she'd choose stuff and I'd tolerate it, and then I'd put stuff on.
What was the
enjoy it.
highlight?
The
What was the
dance?
highlight dance?
Square.
I don't know. We did a lot of
Living
90s
the
stuff. It
best
was
is
good to do the 90s stuff. But then when you throw on like hard as fuck beats and it's like 2 white people dancing in a kitchen to that.
They were just listening to hard style.
Yeah,
Nice.
you just enjoy it.
Getting that shuffle down.
Jungle music.
Anybody got some cool New Year's resolutions?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think Ian's is.
Lay it on me.
Stuff.
Lay it
Yeah.
on me.
Mine was change my name from Patrick to Ian.
Okay.
'Cause I just keep messing up all the
Okay.
time.
So
From
Ian,
Ian
what
to
is
Patrick?
shit? So what am I calling you? You're Patrick?
Nah, I'm Ian.
Okay. And Patrick,
You're
do you have
mean?
any resolution?
Yeah, maybe help Ian with his purchases and stuff. Stop buying shitty mic arms. What about you, man?
I'm gonna try to eat more bad food. I feel like I didn't intake enough garbage last year.
That's why you started strong with the Subway.
Yeah, exactly.
Ugh. Ugh.
It's been prophesized that if you eat enough trash in 1 year, your body basically becomes dark matter and you become an unstoppable force.
What's good?
Damn, dude.
A Higgs boson, if you will.
Higgs
I said I'm a fast food connoisseur.
Yeah. What about you, dude?
What about you?
I'm trying to get more organized, become just like a real person, because last year I literally just became like I stay up till 3 and play video games and then sleep in the day and then work.
Isn't that
So
what
I'm-
real people do?
I want to
No,
like I
life
want to be
is-
able to do activities a little bit more, try to also
do
balance the
splits, learn
budget.
how to do the splits.
Or just like get on that elliptical.
I'm just trying to be an adult a little bit more. I've last year I think I just took an L. And
The whole year is just a write-off.
I wasn't really proud of it. I didn't do much that I can say that I'm like, yeah, that was great. Like getting involved in this was one of the better parts of the year, but that was like end of the
We
year.
just want to let you know you're fired.
All right, see you guys.
Wait, come back! Wait, come.
Yes.
Kevin.
Oh wait, he's here.
Hey,
'Kay.
man.
That's a good resolution, though. No, I like that.
Yeah,
Good
no, that's
resolution.
dope, dude.
Actually, it's the only resolution pretty much that we all.
No, I have a
was
real
somewhat
one. I have a
constructive.
real one, but this has been like something I've been working at for like a couple months now,
Shoot.
where I want to try to like reduce my screen time, because like I'm fucking on my computer all the time. I'm on my phone all the time. I just want to read a book, man. My eyes are burning. Look at these eyes.
Get yourself a Kindle, dude.
Yeah, man. Jesus Christ. Take those eyes to a burn ward.
Anybody got clear eyes, some Visine? I need some lubricants or
We
something.
can get you a Alpha Smart. It's an
What's that?
alternative to a laptop.
Oh, is that like a?
It's all the typing,
It's,
none of
it's
the
an
fun.
electronic ink tablet. I'll do all my viewing through electronic ink tablets.
Yeah, man. It's like a laptop. You have the whole keyboard, but then you pretty much type out onto a calculator screen.
So what do you guys think
Sounds
about that? You think
terrible.
I can stop looking at screens so much?
To be honest, I don't think you can.
I'm
Just
off
get
to a
Google
horrible
Glass.
start.
Judging by your lifestyle, questionable.
Yeah, I've literally
But
set
that's
up
the
my
whole
whole
point.
life around using computers and technology.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
wish me luck.
I think it's gonna get worse.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Yeah, that's a rough one.
Yeah.
Well, if we have the apocalypse, then just no computers will work anyway. So
The thing is, I'm
I
so
can-
psychotic that I've tried to think up ways to use technology when the apocalypse happens.
oh my god.
Like I'm like, well, how am I going to keep my shit charged so I can listen to my music? What am I going to do?
You think Spotify servers are still gonna be on?
Yes, it's going to be run through. It's
They'll
going to
be
be
like-
run through a mesh network.
It'll be like
Okay.
one server in like one like second world country that everybody has to travel to in order to like.
Could you?
Get really
Okay,
good music.
so what? Imagine this: the whole entire internet goes down.
Okay.
The way Spotify works is, if you have music downloaded, you have to go online every 30 days, or it's gonna lock you out of that music.
I didn't know that.
Could you imagine only having 30 days to listen to your favorite music, and then you'll never get to hear it again?
I don't like that kind of world.
What would
Yeah.
you guys listen to? What would you cram in 30 days?
Oh, guy. That's
Because I definitely couldn't do my whole library.
That's a
That's for
really
sure.
good one. That's a good question.
I don't like that.
And it's still the apocalypse.
Yeah, but it's like a cool apocalypse.
Yeah, no
you
doubt,
know,
no
like
doubt. No
everyone's
doubt.
drinking
It's
Slurm.
no Bird
and
Box shit.
grinding rails, wearing Heelys,
Yeah. It's more like the 2008
upside down
blackout.
visors.
Dude, that's such a tough question.
NSYNC discography.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow, that's different.
That makes me
How
uncomfortable to
many
be
days of
sitting next to you.
music? How many days of music?
Tell me
do
how you
have
really
saved
feel.
on your phone?
Huh?
How many days of music do you have saved on your phone?
Ooh.
I probably have about 100 days saved on my phone.
Damn it!
Damn.
Yeah.
I've got about 2,600 songs.
I have an idea.
2,700?
I'd take a full day to shave all of this shit out of my discography. And then the rest of the time I'd listen to stuff that I enjoy.
The sentence "shave the shit" makes me feel really weird.
That puts a weird image in my head.
So you would waste time in those 30 days getting rid of the garbage?
So I can have 29 really fucking good days. And then I wouldn't have to skip a song.
Oh, you think you could shave all the crap in one day?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think I would just try to get through it all.
Yeah, I would maybe listen to my favorite parts of all my library and just like skip halfway into songs. Yeah, this part's great. Okay, we don't have time to wrap this up, but
I'd just
let's
go
keep
into
it moving.
songs and then start from the top and work all my way all the way down to the bottom if I could. Let's get every good song in and then appreciate the shit.
would you even
ones
listen
start
to
now.
like when you save an album and there's like a sex interlude on like a hip hop album,
Dude,
like
those are my favorite.
like a Snoop Dogg record where it's just like two people slapping uglies for
Why
like
don't
2 minutes, and you're like, why would anybody put this in?
Why don't
Are
you
you
give us an
listening to that?
example?
I don't know any off the top of my head because they're like one of my biggest peeves in
Yeah.
modern hip hop music.
Like
New
the-
Anderson .Paak where he's getting the BJ in the car. Like it's
That one is at least
it's pretty good.
funny.
There's some dialogue. There's a plot.
But the part where he's like, ooh, ah, oh shit, bitch. And I'm just like, no, don't. I don't need to hear this.
Like
I
a-
know
a-
it's all made up and it's fake. I don't need to hear this.
Give that for like 3 seconds, and I would have got the point.
Yeah, exactly. It's when they get in there and it's like, that's fucking disgusting.
Generic slap sounds.
Amine on his album has a few good little skit ones.
Yes. Yes.
There you go again.
Amine
Sad on your
is-
motherfucking birthday.
Some would say he's the king of skits. That's not me, but some
I don't
would
even
say.
know what the hell you're talking about.
Amine?
The
He was
Caroline
like
dude.
an XXL freshman last year.
Oh, the freshmen.
Yep.
You,
Well, I
you've
think
probably
he's
heard that
like
song,
one of-
Caroline.
Probably not.
Oh, you've definitely heard it. All right, so you guys want to talk some music and shit or whatever?
Yeah, man. What have you heard lately in the news?
Okay, I got a couple things here. We got a massive one that I'm going to save for like a little farther in because I think we could really riff on that one for a while. I'm sure you both know what it is.
Is it
Take a guess. Take a guess.
Is it
Take a guess.
the release of is it How the Greatest Showman and what was that movie called? A Star Is Born? Both of those charted as the top selling albums of 2018. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Is
There
it
you
that
go.
Aerosmith made more money off the Guitar Hero than they did off any of their albums?
Really?
Yeah,
That's fucking
Damn.
wild, actually.
That Guitar Hero
How do you
money.
think that makes them feel?
probably pretty shitty, but pretty good at the same
Like,
time.
personally,
so
I wouldn't
making
give a
money.
shit
I
because
think-
I'm just like, give me the cash.
I
Give me
think-
the loot.
If there's the appeal that it's like, hey, this reaches out to kids because like their big audience was like younger people, and probably as they got older, they felt like
Leathery
oh
moms.
yeah. So then when they see that
leathery
kids are
dads.
getting into like their music, they're like, oh shit, okay, we're cool again.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah.
true. It breeds a new a bit of soul into it.
Yeah,
Takes-
and it like
takes to a
inspires
new
kids to play
generation.
guitar. So you can see kids doing like, hey, I learned the song Guitar Hero, now I can do it on
See, I was
guitar.
inspired to never look like Steven Tyler.
He looks
I
like
don't know
somebody's
how many
aunt.
people are.
He looks like somebody's great aunt.
Ooh,
He's a nice fella though.
Yeah, I'm sure he is. He's also a sweet, sweet lesbian woman.
Is
Yeah,
the news
my
that somebody is starting a Kickstarter to using the existing pieces of the U.S. wall border
Wait,
to
they already
make
started
musical?
that?
They're making musical sounds off that, making an album out of it, and they're gonna sell it, and
They
that's how
started
they're gonna
building the
build the wall.
What do you think they're gonna call it?
They're
The
gonna
wall,
yeah, they're gonna call it the wall.
I think they might have some legal troubles with that.
the wall too.
Yeah,
They have instead of an A, they have a 4.
The wall.
another dick in
American
the wall.
wall.
There's an H in it. All right, so
But was it any of those things or no?
no, you guys are. Actually, yeah, you made all my points moot. We could just wrap it up now if you
All right.
want.
See you guys.
No, okay, so
Yeah, we're done.
here's a little one. So Nirvana is currently suing Marc Jacobs for ripping off their smiley face logo and slapping it onto tees.
I saw that.
And
Nice.
I know it's been going on for like a little while, and I assume that Nirvana Nirvana and other bands, I'm sure, put forward plenty of cease and desists before it got to this, but clearly Marc Jacobs was making too much money to give a fuck, so they're going to court now.
It is quite a ripoff.
It
Is it just the smiley face or with the Nirvana?
just the smiley
Okay.
face.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal.
My question:
Yes.
will Harvey Specter be defending Marc Jacobs in court?
Who?
I don't know who's Harvey Specter.
Suits.
I don't watch television,
What?
Devin.
You're wasting your
I'm a
life.
filthy millennial.
You're
I-
wasting your life.
Yeah. All about those YouTubers.
I only pay for cable, and I only watch advertisements.
Yeah.
The Netflix.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, so that's happening. I think that's like kind of great because I know like quite a few like fashion brands have been ripping off rock bands for like a while, stealing album covers, logos, like whatever, and just putting it on tees and obviously paying no royalties back to the artist.
Yeah.
My
And-
favorite are the Chinese ones where they got like they got a picture in Nirvana, but underneath it says Hanson Brothers.
Yes. Who sues in that case? Both bands?
Like-
No bands?
I don't know.
Why
Is
not?
it parody
Profit.
at that point?
I think
it might
it's
be.
yeah. I think when it's parody.
Right,
I don't
because
know
I
what's
know
the
if it falls under parody law, neither trademark holders can really do anything about it, which is kind of funny. Those artists.
Fuck them.
Another piece of news.
Give it to us.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Straight from the up.
So you know that SpongeBob SquarePants Super Bowl song that they did like years and years ago on the cartoon?
How could
Oh,
I
yeah.
forget?
So, there was a petition started, I believe it was about a month or two ago, to have that song performed live orchestrally at the Super Bowl. That petition has now crossed over 1 million
Yes.
signatures.
Yes, it's
Damn.
happening.
It's about to cross 1,000,001.
Now, what do you think the chances are that
Probably pretty good.
Damn good. If it's
Fucking zero, considering they already have their performers lined up.
who's lined up?
Oh.
I know Travis
Maroon
Scott is
5
going
and
with
Travis
Maroon
Scott.
Fuck.
Yeah, great lineup. It's gonna be a
Man.
great. Yeah, they
Maroon
got a good
Scott.
song together. Maroon Scott.
Do they actually have a
Maroon
song together?
Scott.
No,
Travis Five.
they'll probably work be forced to work on
Travis.
something prior though and mix something up.
She will be sicko.
So
Yo,
I
what's
guess
up,
kind
it's
of
Fifth Travis.
going off of that with the Super Bowl, it's like if they've already have the performers picked, but I've seen so many instances where like petitions online get pushed to the point where they'll go out of their way to make it happen because they know it'll just give them a lot more views or
Sure.
I don't
well,
know.
like maybe
But the Super Bowl's a
maybe
bit
if
more
they don't
iffy.
end up playing, like bringing an orchestra in. Why are my words coming out like that?
Bringing a what in?
An orchestra? Maybe they'll like play a clip of it or like something. Like I feel like
Yeah.
at this point, like once you cross 1 million signatures, can you ignore it at that point?
Yeah. If either of the two artists were smart, they'd pull that into their own set to kind of have it as like something to add to it, spice it up, and like.
Could you
Maroon 5.
imagine
Maroon 5.
if Travis
Yeah, no,
Scott came
it-
out painted yellow and wearing square pants?
I don't think that's ever gonna happen ever in the
That would
history
be
of
the
every
best.
any. But I don't think it's gonna happen in any universe ever.
Well,
Maybe one.
just let that idea sit in your mind's eye.
Are you ready, kids?
Yo, he'd have like the giant shoes
Puppet.
too.
That would be absolutely mental. So yeah, are those the only two artists? Because I know there was like a bunch of other artists who kind of were just like, no, I'm not. I don't support the NFL. I'm not gonna perform at your halftime show. Like I know Cardi B.
She
Like-
doesn't support the NFL.
Yeah, because of like the whole Colin Kaepernick stuff. Devin probably knows more than I do, because I don't follow sports at all.
Yep.
Do you want to touch on that? Do you want to let me know what that is all about?
Pretty much. There's a couple of things. There's a lot of limitations to what they receive for it. Like they don't get really much payout from it. they have to pay for their own set as well. And usually it'll have like this super over the top performance, so it costs them more money than it does like to perform.
Right.
Then usually they'll get buyback. Plus then they have that goddamn Kaepernick issue, and everyone's just like, well, we don't want to go and support the NFL and take money from them
Right.
because we're saying we're supporting this guy, and they don't want
Right.
to become hypocritical with that.
Yeah, so I know there was quite a few artists who were like prospective to play. What's happening?
Sorry.
Yeah, so they kind of turned it down. So I don't know. Maroon Scott, here we go.
Scott, fifth Travis. I'm the fifth Travis.
Are you guys gonna watch it? Do you guys watch the Super Bowl?
Absolutely not.
Only
P.
if, like, I'll be honest, I don't really follow football that much. So only if someone's like, "Hey, come to Super Bowl party," maybe I'll.
Like my house this year.
Oh, is that an invite?
Everyone's
It's an
invited.
invite.
Everybody listening to this is invited as well.
Everybody, come on out.
Yeah, I don't know.
Friend's phone number
I'm like
is-
mostly down with the Super Bowl because I love to eat, and like I said, I'm trying to consume just
More
complete
garbage.
black matter this year. So
Um,
yeah, I'll be over. You better be making buffalo chicken covered in ranch.
It's currently in the slow cooker as we speak.
Hey,
Damn, isn't
Right
that like a
on.
month away?
I have no idea. I don't even know.
It might be a little moldy.
I don't even know when the Super Bowl and shit
know
happens.
it's
Somebody
in
just like yells
February.
at me like 3 days before, and they're like, "You're coming over?
What kind of
I
people
got the
hanging
natty
over?
ice."
The Natty Ice, the Miller Lite.
dilly dilly.
Yeah. Okay. Another piece.
Give it to us.
Another
Shoot
piece
it.
right here. Bootsy Collins, prolific bass player of Parliament, legendary.
Yep.
Legendary.
Yes,
Are you guys
legendary.
both aware?
Oh, yeah.
Legends.
Okay.
Are you aware of the Bootsy?
Hell yeah. He's
Mm.
a bass player from outer space, sucking on titties on his way here.
Yeah.
He's retiring from live bass performance.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh,
he
shit.
just announced that this week.
But why?
Just because he's getting old. He's getting up there.
Whatever, man.
Okay.
How old
Do
is
you
he?
want to talk to him?
How old is he?
I'm not sure. Devin, you
guys
want to find
email?
out how old he is?
Bootsy.
Yo, search that.
If I was to take a guess, he's got to be like 65 plus.
What a chump.
Okay. I won't argue that.
So his age. Wow, this guy looks cool.
Do people from outer space age the same as us on Earth?
They age more slowly, I think.
Okay. So maybe he's like
years
29.
active, 1968 to present.
Years
That's what they say instead of like how long they.
So
Years
nobody's
active.
quite sure how old he is. Can we get some carbon dating done on this man?
Get a sample.
Yeah. So
It
that
says he was born 1951.
dang.
Wow, what a puss.
Yeah. So that's kind of a bummer. I mean, the man shreds. He's inspired tons of people
Yeah.
for years and years. He's one of the strangest and kookiest performers.
Not inspiring
I've
us
ever seen.
anymore. Unbelievable.
Reminds me of what was
Would you
that guy?
stop, Patrick?
It reminds me of what's his name, like the Bishop Don Juan or whatever.
Exactly like
Kinda
that.
getup,
Exactly like
super
that.
flashy, pimpy getup.
And like similar to like Buckethead, he has this whole like crazy backstory made up about him,
And they
and it's
Puts a
pushed
bucket on
so
his head?
hard that it's hard to find real information about the man out.
Buckethead and Bootsy played together quite a bit.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess that makes
Yeah.
perfect sense. So that kind of leads me to like my next point, which is we have quite a few bands going forward that are going to be kind of like wrapping up their
You mean dying?
Yes. I'm just trying to put it in pleasant terms. They're not dead yet,
Don't beat around
Yet.
the bush.
and they're not dying yet.
We're
What bands
all
are they?
dying.
Give it to us.
2019,
So,
the
like-
year of old bands dying, not
Yeah.
young artists dying like last year.
So off
Yeah,
the top of
clean
my
house.
head, we have like Rush is not going to continue to play together.
Please
Iron
tell
Maiden
me Kiss.
is about, I believe they're either on their farewell tour or about to embark on their
Yeah,
farewell
Kiss
tour.
better be ending.
Slayer is doing their final round of touring in this coming
No
year.
way.
I'm sure the list goes on and on, but those are just like a couple off the top of my head.
I thought Rush was not performing for a while. Like I thought they kind of quit last year. or
They
something.
did. But I was just
So-
kind of like,
Oh my god.
Oh, okay,
this
you're
is
just
a
kind
thing
of,
that's
like,
starting to happen right
accumulating.
now. Like some
Yeah.
pinnacle
Oh, yeah.
rock bands from like
Yeah,
our
that-
parents' age and kind of like what got me into some different styles of music as I was growing up are coming to an end. And it kind of like breaks my heart, you know?
Yeah, and I think we'll be seeing that a lot in like the next 5 years, 5 or 10 years, just
Yeah.
like all these bands kind of, slowly just kind of falling off the radar.
No more Bryan Adams tours.
Wish the
Give me
Beatles
Springsteen.
would wrap things up, if you know what I mean.
Who?
Jeez, the Beatles.
Yeah, they're having so many damn kids.
Yeah, I don't know. Is there a particular band that if they were to announce they were done touring, done performing, done recording, that would like really upset you guys?
Tool.
Tool?
I wonder how that new album's gonna be.
Probably good, but
Do you think they
it's
can
just
live
been
up to the hype?
it's just been a while.
Hold up.
Pin in it.
This
Put a pin
is
in it.
one of my points I want to get into a little bit later.
Oh,
All right. Well,
So let's not dig into that
If we want to
too hard.
backtrack like half a step, then yeah, Tool would be like a band that I'd be extremely butthurt. Because it would mean that the new album's either lackluster, they weren't
Mhm.
feeling it, or maybe it's just like their last, hurrah, and they're gonna kind of go out. But at the same time, yeah, it'd be upsetting because I know they would have a few good runs in them left.
For sure.
That's maybe why.
I'm not really
So you
sure,
want-
man.
Nothing comes to mind.
No, I don't get affected by that really.
For me, okay, so this for me is like a weird one. I think it would be the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Like they've put such a crazy influence into my musical stylings over the years, and I know I haven't been like as big of a fan lately as
Mhm.
I was of their older material.
It's because they have that Josh guy.
No, it's not because of
Klinghoffer.
Josh. It's just I don't know. The music doesn't speak to me as much as
I'll admit for that reason, like I kind of felt like that when John left. I was kind of just like
yeah. For
that
me,
was
that was like
is
is
my
that
end,
it?
I think it's
personally.
evident of
I
just like
was-
that was a key songwriter. It showed that
yeah,
he was
John
a key
Frusciante
songwriter and a
has
key.
such a distinctive
That
style
sound.
to playing guitar. But it's funny because Hillel Slovak, their original guitarist,
Right.
had
Yeah.
that same like John Frusciante based his sound off Hillel because John Frusciante was a Red Hot Chili Peppers super fan. And
Yeah.
he just like kind of evolved that sound. You
Breakthrough.
know? Where now Josh hops in and he's kind of
He's
playing
biting
more.
his style pretty hard though.
Yeah, but I find he plays more like in the background. Like Flea shines a lot more on the songs, where I was used to having John just like shredding, and having a very prominent.
One Hot Minute was a
Voice.
pretty good album too.
Yeah, with Dave Navarro.
Yeah.
We could
love
just
that record.
we could just give Josh some black tar and get him onto the learning wave. Like let's look at the last
about
two.
Is that what we call heroin? The learning wave.
Chase the
That's
dragon?
what separates the boys.
Chase
from
Right on the
Josh.
magic learning wave.
Shout out to Dave.
Yeah, I think if the Chili Peppers were to split up even with my current standing with them, I think that would be like a big sign of the times
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just one of those bands that has always kind of been there since you've been alive, and you've kind
Yep.
of just like, it's not like you grew up with them. It's more just like they evolved, and you kind of got to witness that happen, and you got to go through these changes and these peaks,
Yeah.
and then like band member changes, and your feelings about that. And
Well,
how
I think that's the
committed you are,
thing
or how close
that
you are to
would
that band.
that's the reason why it would affect me the most is because even through so many band member changes over like the past 30 years or however long they've been running, it's got to be close to 30 years now. They were able to still make a super iconic sound. It didn't really fumble at any point. They were still making amazing records,
Mhm.
and it's weird to think that they might all just eventually get old and not be able to do it anymore instead of being able to just replace people.
Or simply just don't want to. Like, I feel like some bands, another thing is like some bands are kind of like, they're kind of using their foresight to be like, we don't want to just be one of those bands that just tours until they die. Like, let's end off on a high note kind of thing.
Right.
I'm trying to think of some bands that are doing that or that have done that recently.
Some 41.
Really? Are you kidding me? Because my childhood's about to like be shattered right now. Because they just got Dave Brown's sound back
Really?
recently, kind of recently, yeah. And then
Are you still affected by that band?
Sum 41. I don't even listen to them anymore. Like I don't listen to Sum 41 anymore. They were a huge part of like my upbringing and like listening to more aggressive music, but
I still listen to Half Hour Power at least once a month.
yeah,
That record's
Really?
crazy dope. Yeah.
with like Ain't Too Deep and
Yep.
all those
Yeah,
all those
man.
songs. See, it's like if a band like that announced they were breaking up, I'd be like, oh, they're around pretty long. Like, it's pretty good. But I mean, I just haven't been paying attention to them for long enough to put some emotion into that.
Yeah, I guess
reaction,
there are
guess.
quite a few bands where if they announced that they were just splitting up or like retiring or whatever, I might just be like, yeah, it seems about right. They ran their course. But there's other groups that like have transcended like a physical human form almost, where like
The band's bigger than them.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. And it's like, well, can they just kind of give that energy to like some other group?
Yeah, you
Now-
owe this to your fans, kind of thing. At that
Yeah,
point, right?
man. Which is weird, and I've been talking to Lauren about this maybe a couple months ago, where Daft Punk must be coming up and getting ready to like maybe well, they have been slowing things down a lot, obviously, but I'm sure they're both still like working away in the studio, but there is going to be a point where they're going to have to retire. And I kind of want to believe that maybe they would hand off the helmets to like two other. You don't think so, Patrick?
There's no way.
Why
Totally.
not? Why
You
not?
can't recapture that magic.
Why not?
Oh,
You think you can recapture
It's like,
the
would
magic
you-
of
I
the band?
think there are other producer DJ duos that get so close to that Daft Punk magic.
I don't even
Like
think
who?
they'd handpick it. I think they'd sit behind the scenes, make the music. They don't want to go and be there, though. They just want to sit and live it up. So they do a Willy Wonka golden ticket draw for two motherfuckers to just sit under a helmet and enjoy a show.
That is
Oh,
actually kind
okay.
of a cool idea. Yeah, they like write music at home and they're like, hey, like every time we tour, play like a festival run in Europe or some shit. Like we'll just like draw like someone who's like maybe they'll do a contest of like who can mix our set the best, and like perform
Yeah.
some parts, and then like people submit their whatever their like
Mhm.
their ideas of what it could sound like, and then they pick some guy and then or two guys, and then they
It's a
yeah.
bit of a stretch, but you
Cool
know.
idea.
that's a stretch,
but-
but it's just yeah.
It's a cool idea, but I
I'll
don't think
take my
How
10%
do we
if you do
know-
it.
How do we know that they haven't already done it?
nobody can keep that under wraps.
That's like the Buckethead thing, right?
Yeah,
What do
they
you
made a
mean,
movie
though?
on Netflix about this.
Exactly. Same as Buckethead. MF Doom has literally sent imposters to perform for him.
Yeah, but you don't think the people underneath that helmet get excited and want to speak?
I think anybody that group would entrust to go do that, they wouldn't spill the beans on.
I don't know, man.
Dude, that's like if Mickey Mouse takes off his fucking hat at
Mickey
Disney
Mouse
World.
doesn't have a hat.
His head, if the actor playing Mickey Mouse at the Magic Kingdom pops off his helmet
His, like,
or
just
whatever you
pops
want
Shot
to call
on
it,
sight.
the mouse
Shot
head.
on sight is what happens.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're piling on him. They're taking him out.
I don't know.
Secret
Imagine
Service.
making like that's your baby and you're just gonna give it away to two people.
I'm not saying just give it away.
Oh, you're giving it away,
I'm
man.
saying
You're s-
like you have Mastercraft, who does something very similar to Daft Punk with their own spin on it. You have Justice, who does something very, very similar to Daft Punk, but with their own fresh little take on it. Like, I think they could easily hand off the helmets to either of those groups, and they wouldn't say anything because you never hear from like them anyway. You know?
I like the idea,
you just
but I think it would be more like feasible and it would be more widely accepted if it was kind of like picture someone like Frank Zappa who like composes all his music, but like it is like he doesn't have any committed band members, maybe a few,
Right.
like just because like he likes them, but he's known to just have like a different touring band every however many years.
Mhm.
I feel like if
he's dead.
someone
isn't he?
who
Yeah.
Frank Zappa. No, his name's actually he changed his name to Dweezil, and he's not allowed to play his own music anymore. But
Could you
no,
imagine
Dweezil
naming
can't
your
play
kid
Zappa?
Dweezil?
or Moon Unit?
Moon
I don't know.
I
Unit?
wasn't aware of Moon Unit.
Yeah,
I
Moon
know-
Unit. Yeah, Moon Unit and Dweezil. Yeah,
I
his
thought
daughter.
Moon
His
Unit
daughter.
sounds like a great
his-
dance move.
His daughter's name is Moon Unit, and his son's name is Dweezil.
Dweezil can't play any Zappa songs.
No, he's not allowed to because he was he toured with a band that was like Dweezil, like Zappa plays Frank Zappa or something, and they weren't allowed, like, the estate of Frank Zappa did not allow them to use his name, so he had to change it to, like, Zappa Plays Zappa, and then they still tried to sue him, so he just, like, has some weird name, and then
who's in charge of the estate?
I'm not sure, but I'm assuming it's probably some
Label,
a lawyer, maybe some sort of
Interesting.
crazy widow. Who
Interesting.
knows? I'm not sure.
That's shitty.
But yeah, there was some like weird complications that he was not allowed to do that. So I think.
And as far as I understand, his kid's like pretty talented as well.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, his kid's like, he's just trying to follow in his father's footsteps.
What
and
about
he's
Moon
just
Unit?
trying
What's
to-
she up to?
I don't know.
Such an insane name.
I don't know.
Right?
Peep her Insta. See what's good. But kind of going back to the whole Daft Punk thing is he was known as somebody that could do that, and his music would transcend because he was a composer. He was kind of more known as a composer, minus the whole, like, you know, him singing and playing guitar. Like, I know that. I feel like people kind of, like, would distinct him as two or multiple things. So if Daft Punk was somebody that was like, hey, we compose this music, and we have, like, while we're still, like, us under the helmets, we'll have, like, some other DJs or whatever, and then they kind of, like, brought in the whole communal thing on a small scale, and then they kind of, like, tossed it off.
Right.
But I feel like if they ended it and were like, you know what, we feel like it's come to a close, please welcome Mastercraft to do Daft Punk, people will be like, what the fuck is this?
Yo, but I don't want them to say anything. I want them.
Oh, just like 20 years
Yeah,
from now, be
yeah,
like,
yeah.
hey, it was us.
No, nobody ever says anything, and Daft Punk lives on
That'd
into infinity.
Okay, that would be cool, because then you'd know, like, when, like, 2 generations from now, there'd be, like, you know, circulation of, like, so what's up with Daft Punk? They've been around for 100 years.
Exactly,
Like,
dude.
Yeah.
They could.
No, it's cool.
They
Okay,
could
I dig
get
that.
rolled
I dig
into
that.
their own unique lore that they've developed over
I
the
can
years.
dig that,
you
the
know,
mystery of, like, the...
they're robots. They're 2 fucking robots.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
not men. There's no men under
There's
there.
no real
But
people.
Not meat
but they've
bags.
No
taken
one's
their
real
masks
people.
off.
There's no such thing as man.
They have taken their
Oh
masks off.
yeah, of course. But then, like, the next 2 who get appointed are just never allowed to take the mask off. Not in public, at least.
Dude.
They just
Or else
glue them
shot
on
on
their
sight.
heads.
I'll do it. I
Feed
volunteer.
them through a tube.
No, I think it'd be really cool. But yeah, it's probably not going to happen, or it definitely won't happen.
Yeah, I think I'm on board with that never happening.
So my band I'd get upset with is either one or two. Who do I lead with?
The good one.
Okay, Nickelback.
Okay.
Or secondly, Simple Plan.
No
Perfect.
Papa Roach? Damn, man.
Do I have to
don't know-
choose
I don't know
between
how
the
to
three?
say more.
Or is it Gobsmack?
I think
Let's call it
Gob.
Gobsmack.
Gobsmack.
I think Gob is a different band.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I always get 2 garbage bands mixed
No,
up.
it's a Gob and Smash Mouth cover band. And they're called
Gobsmash.
or Gobsmack.
Sorry, what are your actual bands, Evan?
I couldn't think of it. I was just like, I don't really go to shows much, and I'm getting used to people just stopping making music now. So I'm just kind of like,
You're getting used to it?
I don't know. The last year, like, not used to it, but I feel like I've seen a couple artists die that I listen to heavy, and then it's just like so sudden that you're just like, enjoy it while it lasts with people, but don't expect heartbreak when it.
For sure.
I've kinda
I-
set
I
myself
definitely
up.
feel like it is almost like this weird symptom of being a fan where you expect an artist to perform and do things to a certain caliber or release things at a certain rate where you're not entitled to that, you know?
Yeah. Like the bands that or the groups or artists that I'm listening to nowadays have a shorter shelf life, per se, than the bands that I used to be really attached to, like
True.
the Chili's and more so metal music and stuff like that. But I'm also seeing that I don't listen to metal as much, so I wouldn't be too hurt if anything were to, like, any band stops, because I don't really listen to
It's
them
like I
anymore,
was saying,
right?
exactly like I was saying before. It's like when you were kind of really attached to something before, and then you kind of stop listening to it, but you know you still have kind of like that, like they have a place in your heart.
Yeah.
Even when they kind of fall off the radar, you're like, okay, well, I haven't really like attached myself.
Must
to
have
them.
been time for them then.
Yeah.
Good
Must
on
have been
them.
their
You know,
time.
you're like wishing them their best instead of being upset about
Sending positive vibes.
it. Exactly. Thoughts and prayers.
Yep. 1 like equals 1 donation.
Okay, so I got one more little point to get to before we run off for our little
Piss break.
mid-cast break. Yeah, piss break, whatever you want to call it.
Brizik.
So this is an older video that has resurfaced and gotten a lot more attention now.
What is it?
This is Drake smooching on, groping up
Millie Bobby?
an underage fan at one of his shows.
Nope.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he pulls a
Yeah.
girl up on stage.
Old show,
He's
like a
kissing
back,
on
like a
her
throwback.
neck.
No.
Yeah, you see if you can find it, Devin.
I'm looking.
Yeah, he's smooching on her neck, feeling her up a little bit, and then he goes, "Wait, how old are you?" And she goes, 17? And he goes, "Oh shit!" And then he goes in for a little more loving.
He goes in for a little more.
And Nardwar actually pressed him on this video.
Yeah, I got it.
Dude,
Alright.
this is fucked up.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
This is gonna be somebody talking about this shit.
Oh,
I'm
great.
sorry.
Wanna
What's
hear
up,
somebody
guys?
else?
Welcome to the garbage corner.
Unbelievable.
Yo, shut up. We don't care. We're gonna mute you.
Yeah, you just drop the
Yeah, just
audio
mute it.
down and just let it play.
Mute that dude. Gang, gang.
Yeah. Just click
I
it.
wonder what
Hide your
Alan has
kids.
to say
Oh.
about this.
Just click it.
Just once.
Come on.
Yeah, boy.
What's up?
All right.
All right, so yeah, let's let
In
this ride.
disturbing video.
It is. It's kind of weird.
Look at his face in the bottom corner. You know that kid with the coffee cup in the memes?
Yeah,
He looks like
yeah,
that
yeah,
kid.
yeah. So basically, she goes, "I'm 17," and he goes, "Oh shit," and then he goes back over and starts kind of like fondling her.
So it
a
wasn't
little
like
bit.
oh shit. It was like oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. It made me like pretty uncomfortable. I think I want to say this video is
I-
from
I-
like 2 or 3,
Months
maybe.
ago.
No, it's years ago. But yeah, Nardwar saw this video at the time, and he was doing an interview with Drake and his producer 40, and he brought it up. He
Ooh,
said,
here it is.
"Hey Drake, so are you still
Oh, here's the goods.
are you still kissing your fans?" and Drake goes, "Nah, man, how'd you know about that? How'd you know about that?"
like, dude, the
No,
internet.
I don't do that anymore because you never know how old your fans might be. So clearly he like learned his lesson.
Yeah.
I don't
But-
give a fuck. He shouldn't have been doing
Let's
that
see
in
if
the
he
first
learned
Yeah,
his
dude,
lesson.
No.
Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. Oh, jeez.
Ooh. Ooh.
Ooh, no,
Dude.
no, no, no,
Right,
no,
right.
no.
Oh!
Wait. Okay. Wait
Wait.
for it.
Yeah, during a live performance. This is during a live performance. He pulled this girl out of the audience to like come dance during one of his songs, and he gets a little close and all nasty, and yeah, she tells him how old she is, and all right.
Oh, and he's trying to be funny. Okay, can the vid.
Okay, so basically, what I wanted to talk about with this is, do you feel as an artist it is appropriate to pull girls out of the audience
No.
like that?
No.
Especially on that small of a stage. I'm just kidding.
Dude, the whole world is
no,
watching.
that's so fucked up though. Like it's just like imagine
Yeah, that's fucked.
doing that in front of everybody. Like you don't know if your friends or fucking relatives are there, and then just the whole world sees that.
I think
and
there's
then,
got to be a
yeah.
separation between like fans and
Definitely.
like,
Now, it's a two-way relationship, right? Because artists do this all the time. Like, I don't want to say they prey on their fans.
Like go
but
to a Chris
they
Brown
know
concert.
They know it's like an easy score, right? But at the same time, groupie culture is like incredibly rampant and kind of encourages that sort of thing to happen. I think there needs to be like a dialogue on both sides of the fence, right? Like as an artist, especially one the caliber and like scope that Drake has,
Yep.
I think you need to be a little more responsible with how you present yourself to the rest of the world. Like, I don't care if she looks 17 or if she looks like 65. Like, maybe
Yeah.
don't pull a woman out of the crowd
Mhm.
and start fondling her up and kissing on her
and
neck
then
and stuff.
asking her age.
Because
Yeah,
in
and then-
front
yeah.
of that many people, And with an artist like you, it's almost like she has to consent to that, or like
Definitely.
she can't consent
there's
to that,
pressure.
right?
Pressure
Yeah,
is
so
the
much
worst.
pressure.
That's literally peer pressure. And how many
Exactly.
peers are there?
Yeah,
Thousands?
that's
Yeah,
true.
literally.
Packed ACC.
Yeah.
That's that
Was
makes
that
me
the ACC or
uncomfortable.
was
I
that
don't know.
Yeah,
level?
made,
I don't-
made
that
me
looked
super
like-
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But yeah, Lauren was the one, like, when
Shout
I
out to
was
Lauren.
first looking into this the other day, she was the one who brought up to me that I should also mention that groupie culture is like rampant and disgusting at the same time, which is something
Facts.
that I immediately wanted to like just jump on and body Drake for doing some nasty shit. But it's,
You want to jump on his body?
Yeah. He can kiss on my neck, boy.
Like, my thing is, already you're thinking, like, you're at a party and stuff like that. Like, it's already kind of awkward when people start doing that. Like, kissing and stuff's fine, but this guy, like, random dude pulls the chick out and he's like, "Yo, come here, hun," starts kissing on her. It's a little awkward. That times the whole.
Would you guys
1,000.
settle down over there?
Yeah, chill out, guys. You got a story to tell, Patrick? Let's hear about it.
Yeah, just look back on the footage.
Oh my god.
Okay, so go on, Devin.
Yeah, I don't know. Fuck Drake.
Okay, yeah.
It
So
was super
anyway,
creepy.
I just wanted to let Millie Bobby Brown see this footage, and
You've
watches
been
our shit.
warned.
yeah, she definitely does.
Oh yeah, there she
We're
is,
hip
right
with
there.
the
One of the
youths.
viewers.
Hey, girl.
Millie, you've been warned.
Shout out to you.
Watch out for Aubrey.
Watch out.
Right, so that's creepy, right?
Shout out to Burlington.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, a
fucking
little bit.
it's just it's just you don't think people have those intentions until they have the confidence to be like, "Hey, I'm gonna do this in front of all of you," and then because you're like, it's an in the moment thing, and then after you're just kind of like 3 seconds and you're like, oh, because people bring up audience members. It's a common thing in performing. You bring up an audience member, but then as soon as he starts talking to a certain way and starts using his body language a certain way, then you're like, okay, this is getting a bit fucked, and then you're like, this is fucked.
Mm-hmm.
I have a point on this. So when you take this into the context of the situation as well, if you look at the demographic in what Drake was brought up in as well, he knows better.
That's true.
Let's
Yep.
get real. Like, it's not like he lacks education or he's grown up in the streets like any of these other people
No,
in
it's the
R&B and rap,
streets. He
right?
grew up in the streets.
No streets at all for him. He's from Burlington. He went to proper private schools, gated community stuff. You definitely learned about this kind of stuff. You know better than that. You know to ask first than to
Definitely.
just
it's not like
come here
It's
and-
not like he's from a generation
He's-
where things were a little different. Like, I'm not saying it was
Exactly.
ever okay,
Yeah.
but there was a time where, like, even for our parents or grandparents, stuff like
that was the norm.
there was dudes coming home from like World War II that are like 30 years old marrying like a 15-year-old girl,
Yeah.
and like society was like, yeah, that's cool, and the chick was like
Mhm.
totally fine with it. Things are like a little different now, and
Yep.
he's from our generation, and he should
Yeah.
understand like the ramifications of these kind of things. And not only that, but he knows his demographic. He knows who's in the fucking audience.
And
You
he can't play the part of I'm a rapper and I'm miseducated because you're not. You were a TV star turn
Yep.
artist. I don't believe in any fact that you didn't know what you're doing.
Now, I did see comments on the original tweet that had put this video out where somebody was saying that they were friends with the girl, and they're like, no, it's cool. It's like that's like her dream. Like, oh my God, could you imagine being
don't give
pulled
a
up on
shit.
stage by Drake? But like, okay, that's fine and good. What if it wasn't?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's her saying it's her dream?
Yeah, exactly.
Drop.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
wanna
just
drop the
it's,
mic,
it's a
but-
pretty weird situation, and I'm glad like over the last year or so, like I know the Me Too movement has like kind of gotten a little out of hand at moments, but for the most part, it's like heading in the right direction.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Kevin Spacey.
Deserves it.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
definitely
That
people.
weird House
Oh
of
my
Cards
God!
video.
Right
what
after he got charged with another thing.
Did you see that?
Yeah, it was as
Yeah.
that video
Yeah.
was going up.
Yeah.
He was.
I think he knew.
indicted,
He's like,
right?
he's like,
Yeah,
put
that was
put up,
definitely
put that
against
up,
the
put that up.
advice of his lawyer. He's like, I don't care. Watch me.
Well,
Yeah.
So you
shoots it
guys
off.
all
Weird
watched the video?
Kentucky accent.
Yeah.
You guys all watched the video?
Oh
Not
yeah.
the full thing.
Oh my god, it's so
It's
creepy.
just very. Yeah, it's very.
For me, this is
creepy.
weird. This is like he was one of my favorite actors, and like I'm one of those people who are like I'm a loyal person. I was like I'll turn a blind eye to anything Kevin's, and I'm like no, there is too much evidence.
Damn,
This
yeah,
guy's
yeah.
fucked. Damn it. Why you do me like that? Because I loved you, man, and now you're gonna be weirdo.
It's funny because everyone's always like, you got to separate the art from the artist. You
Right?
got to separate the art from the artist. It's like, oh, this guy, he has like a domestic abuse case in his past. You got to separate the art from the artist. And you're like, okay, I don't know. This guy has a robbery in his past. You got to separate the art from the artist. You're like, okay, I guess I can do that.
Yeah.
Rape, and you're like, I don't know.
You're
I'm
like, I
not gonna
can't
let that
fucking-
one
Yeah.
slide, man.
Yeah. Where do
Um,
we draw the line?
Yeah.
Rape.
Speaking of, so right before we started, R. Kelly is actually having charges pressed on him in Georgia due to this new docuseries that came out, which talked to a lot of victims of the kind of nastiness that he was getting into.
Was
Yeah.
the pissing confirmed?
Yeah,
Nice.
pissing
Hallelujah.
confirmed. Whoop whoop. Pissing confirmed.
Golden shower.
I'm gonna piss on
Yeah,
you.
so I think that's good. It's a docuseries that I want to check out because I don't know a lot about kind of what went on with him because it was like
Neither do I, to be
a
honest.
little bit beyond our times. Like I think we
Yeah.
were a little young
Yeah.
when all that stuff was happening. Like I was aware of it just because my parents would mention it, but like I don't know to what extent the nastiness went on.
You didn't
But as
understand
far
the
as I
gravity.
understand, it's really bad.
Yeah.
And hopefully, like after years and years of all this bullshit going on with him, something like has got to give, right?
Did you see that he's now launching a website to discredit his accusers?
Really?
Yes.
Does it have a great name?
I don't know. I didn't follow up on the website, but I saw the headline. I was like, oh, that's cool.
R. Kelly's
Trapped in the
pissed
jury.
off. That's when to go. Are we back? Are we okay?
Oh, we're
Okay.
here.
What's up, guys?
Hi.
I just want to remind everybody that this episode is brought to you by Ridged Wallet. I know you're familiar with Ridge Wallet, but this is Ridged Wallet, the female pleasure wallet. It does nothing other than pleasure your female parts.
I fucking hope my
Can't put
mom's
any
not
fucking
watching
cards in it.
this.
Can't put any cash in it. It ain't good for shit, but pleasing your girl. All right. Thanks, Ridged Wallet.
Rich
$9.99.
for her pleasure.
Sorry, mom.
What's up, guys?
Oh, not much. How was
Dude,
your
a lot
break?
has changed.
That was good. It took me about 13 seconds to come up with the Ridged Wallet ad. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
How was your New Year's?
Please sponsor us so I don't have to keep making these things up over and over and over again because I'm really running out of sponsors here.
Did you have a good Christmas?
I had a great Christmas, actually.
How about your New Year's?
Let me talk about my gifts. I want to tell you about my gifts.
Wow, your
Okay, because I got some really dope gifts.
What was the
Okay.
dopest?
Okay, Lauren hooked me up
Shout out
with
to Lauren.
this neon Pac-Man ghost sign for my computer room because I'm
Oh.
the ultimate gamer, bro.
Nice.
Hacksaw?
Yeah, I hack things all day.
You do?
I game all day.
How many times have you entered the mainframe?
Well,
16th times.
So you got a sweet neon.
Sweet neon light up Pac-Man ghost.
Ghost.
It's the yellow one. I don't know what his name is. It's
Well,
probably
it's
like Stanley
Blinky.
or something.
That's really cool, though.
She also gave me the most Jap gift a man could ever ask for.
katana.
No, it's not a waifu pillow. No, it's not a katana.
Is it a pushing?
No, it's not bread in a can. I already bought her a Pusheen last year.
The fuck is that?
Pusheen's an adorable cat that eats things like ice cream and pizza and tofu and cookies.
Yep. Oh, wait.
Oh, it's like there's like a Facebook emoji is like a Pusheen cat.
For
If you
sure.
Oh wait, you don't have Facebook. You're off the grid, yo.
Yeah, dog.
Was it one tapioca pearl?
No, it was not. Would you like to take a guess, Patrick? Most
Ian's-
Jap
Ian
gift.
said everything.
Most Jap gift.
Let me see. No.
Would you like to take a guess?
I'm gonna pull that punch.
Something about Pocky.
It was a model Gundam kit.
Oh, I'm envious.
Like a
Fucking love
1,000
Gundams.
fucking piece little bitch.
Oh yeah,
Man.
you already told me.
He's the
this.
red
Damn.
Astray frame. I built him like a couple weeks ago.
Nice.
It was
How
a lot of
frustrating
fun.
Was it?
It was
Yo.
really calming, nice to build, And then I got to his shoulders. For some reason, the shoulders were the most intricate and complicated pieces of shit to assemble. So, like, he has these big shoulder pads, right? So you assemble his shoulder underneath, and then you pop the shoulder pad on. Now, the thing, it's not like a toy per se, like an action figure. You don't, like, move it around a ton, but you can, like, pose them. What's going on?
I think he's lost his beer.
From my beer.
So you can pose them to, like, put them in, like, a battle scene or, like, whatever, right? Yeah. Sword drawn, gun out, shields blazing, joints blazing, whatever.
Shoulders.
So I popped on the shoulder pieces or the shoulder pads, but if you moved his arm at all, it would just rocket off. And then the shoulder piece was comprised of probably like 30 tiny little pieces that like I had to pick up with tweezers to assemble. And when they would rocket off and land on my hardwood floor, it would scatter everywhere. Everywhere.
Nice.
Now, the light that I have in my office is a yellow-toned light. My hardwood floor is a yellow-toned floor. I'm sure you can imagine how fucking hard it was to find these tiny little pieces when the shit scattered all over the place. I was crawling on my belly with a flashlight so I could see the shadows being cast from these little pieces.
Nice.
Sounds like you had a fun time.
And Lauren never came in and said, "Do you need any help with anything?"
Oh man, that's
She just heard me
devastating.
slamming my fist, like, "Fuck, shit!" And then I finally built it, and I came out. I was like, "Wow, that was so relaxing." And she's like, "Are you sure?" So that was like my favorite gift.
How long did it take you, do you think?
So I think I did pretty good. When I was reading about it, most people said it took them like upwards of 10 hours to build it. I think I probably spent 4.5 or 5 hours on it.
Damn.
Now, I had all the
Overachiever.
tools I needed. Like I had snippers, I had tweezers, stuff like that.
The fuck are snippers?
They're kind of like wire cutters, but for like models.
I
They're,
see
they're
what-
just called snippers.
Okay.
Snips.
I know. what
Yeah, so I
snippers
had
are.
everything I needed to assemble it like pretty quickly, where everyone else online is like, "Yeah, I use my teeth." Because like these things come in like plastic racks, right? And you have to cut them out.
Take little
And these people are
individual
like, "Yeah, I
pieces
use
out.
toenail clippers." And I'm like, why wouldn't you go to the store and
That's
spend
gross.
$350 and buy the clippers to fucking?
Because they're children who are making them. No,
That's-
like I'm not trying. That's no shot. That's no
Thanks.
shot.
Thank you.
No, I used to
Thanks.
do. I used to.
You
I
really
want.
need to
I
be-
was thinking about getting one recently, actually, to make them because I was like, man, when I made my Gundam, I had like the white, red, and blue one.
Mm-hmm.
So sick.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I was like, I want to watch this shit again. So I thought about it, and now you're making them. I'm like, I'm gonna definitely do that.
Funny. Nice catch.
Oh my
Funny
god.
story about that specific Gundam that you had. You guys remember Zellers?
Yeah.
No.
Remember when Zellers went bankrupt and was liquidating everything?
Yes.
Yes.
My
Christmas.
grandma and my uncle took me to Zellers, and they said, "You can pick out one toy, anything you want. It's yours. We'll pay for it, whatever."
Spoiled.
So I'm like, shit, I gotta look at the price tags here because I'm trying to run up a check. So I'm looking around, and I see this thing, and I don't even know what it is. It just looks like a dope space robot. It was a Gundam. I didn't know what Gundam was because I was like, I don't know, 9 or 10 when Zellers was closing down. I think that's about how old we were, right?
Don't know.
I don't
Couldn't
remember
tell you.
shit.
Don't really care.
don't
Anyway.
ask me when it comes to memory.
So
Stupid
I see
Zellers.
this little Gundam on a shelf, and you know how much it was?
27.
$80.
Oh.
And I'm like, dang, that must be a dope fucking toy. I ain't never had an $80 toy before. Grandma, can I get this one? And she's like, yeah, okay. So
what?
we pull it off the
You're
shelf.
like dope
She
grandma.
buys it for me. And I take it back to her place because she was babysitting me for the afternoon, even though I wasn't a baby no more, Grandma. I was a man building Gundams, which are for kids, apparently. So we open up the box, and it's a model Gundam kit, like 10,000 pieces inside. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, well, where's my robot? This is bullshit. And my grandma's looking in the box, and she's going, what is this Korean nonsense? I don't understand this. And my uncle's like, oh, it's a model. I built these before. Like, I'll build it for you if you want. And of course, I'm like, yeah, you got to build that now. Let's get this going. I'm trying to play Space Warrior or whatever. so my uncle starts assembling these things. It literally took him like 2.5 weeks to put it together.
Oh.
And I would call my grandma's house every day, and I was like, "Is he done with my toy yet?" and then you could just hear him in the background. Fuck, shit, crawling on his belly with a flashlight, looking for the little pieces
Fucking
that
yellow
scattered on the
floors,
floor.
man.
It runs in the family.
And eventually, he did build it for me. And you know what happened?
You broke it.
I broke it. I fucking got it home.
Unfucking-believable.
I didn't understand what a model was. I just saw that it was a cool space robot
you're
with
like,
a sword and a gun.
just like-
No. Like I was gentle enough with it. Like I knew it was fragile, but at one point, like I think I set it up and I like knocked it off my dresser and it just exploded on the ground. And I was like, well, where's the garbage bag? And I just pushed it all in, and then that was it. That was the end of my Gundam.
Oh my.
Rest in peace, Gundam.
So when's the last time you've seen him,
My uncle or the Gundam?
Uncle?
Oh, this is Uncle?
Yeah.
No shit.
rough.
That makes it even better. That guy making a Gundam?
No,
Holy-
a different uncle.
Oh, okay. That was
I would love to watch that uncle build a
yeah.
Gundam.
That'd be fucking amazing.
What's wrong with that uncle?
Oh, he's just a redneck.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
right.
the-
Meow, 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 meow,
the
meow, meow,
epitome.
meow. We went camping on his
Sounds
property.
like a cat.
We went camping on his property. He lives up in
Don't
Sable
touch my
Beach,
hand.
right? He lives up in Sable Beach, and we go camping on his property. And I was with Devin, Anthony. You got something on your chin. It's freaking me out.
It just moved out.
Sorry, for the audience who can't see, Devin had
we
a
should
bunch
set up
of
the other
white
camera
shit
for
on his
that.
face.
Cat hairs.
So yeah, we go camping on his property. He has like a couple acres that he owns. It's like basically a farmland. We set up our tents, and he comes to meet up with us because like he wasn't staying at the house, like he was staying over on like his job site. And he goes, "Just so you know, it's coyote season, and they're really strong out this year. So there's a rifle up in the house, and it's loaded and it's ready. If you have any problems, just go grab it, shoot it in the air a couple times. They'll leave you alone."
I don't know how to shoot it, man.
Man.
Yeah, I've never touched a fucking gun in my life. I'm from Kitchener.
The mood it set on the night. I
Yeah,
was
these
just
guys
like-
were all sweating. There
I
was
was
a
like-
cow in the distance mooing, and Devin's
I was-
tent is 4 feet away from me, and he calls my cell phone, and he goes, "What's that sound?" And I'm like, "Dude, I think it's a cow," and he's like, I think it's in pain."
Yeah, the
And he's like-
coyotes are
he's like,
eating the cow right
No,
now.
yeah. And he's like, "Could you set off your car alarm to scare them away?" So I like set off the alarm, and he's like, "All right, good night." And the
Nice,
next day,
nice.
him and Lauren are freaking out so bad. We have to dip from Sable Beach
Really?
because they don't want to sleep with the coyotes anymore.
No,
Oh
I
my
had to get
goodness.
home because
He
I
had to
worked
work.
the next day.
Yeah, that's no excuse.
He was like, "Yeah, I booked off work," and then we got there, and he's like, "I'm working."
Yeah, I was supposed to have a trade, and then it didn't go through.
What is this? The fucking NHF,
F.
No, scheduled trade.
National
Shift
Hockey
trade.
Foot League.
Foot.
Definitely.
Do you guys have any? Did you guys? Sorry, I didn't mean to steamroll there, but did you guys get any cool Christmas gifts?
Yeah, we went to Sable Beach off of Christmas. That was a.
I got a scratch cards.
How do you feel about scratch cards?
I don't like them.
As presents
Me
or just
neither.
in general?
In general.
Lady won
Uh,
250,000 in Kitchener.
I
this
thought you were
week.
talking about your girlfriend. I'm like, what the fuck?
No, a lady. Sorry, some lady from Kitchener won $250,000.
Who's the one-
Kitchener's not that big. Let's find her.
Yeah.
They say her name and everything. on the
I don't know.
news.
Scratch
I think they
tickets
have to.
overall, it's just like it. You know, it's fun if you're.
Is it
If it's
fun?
not, if it's not, it's like gambling. It's like, is gambling fun? It's the
Yes.
rush of potentially winning something, but as soon as it's over, it's like there's no, for me at least, there's no like attachment to it.
Right. Okay.
So it's more like if someone's like, for example, like friend Morgan who got me these slippers for Christmas. if
Shout
I'm
out to
gonna
Morgan.
cross
Dope
that
slips.
right there. Read them and weep.
Weep
Weep
'em.
podcast. Anyways, she brought me scratch tickets and I was like, cool. And I was like, sweet. And then I was
Gee-wee.
like, cool, this is fun. But I'm like, not, going to the convenience store being like those guys that hold up the line for like 20
Oh
minutes being
my
like, can you check
God,
these
yo.
3 different kinds of scratch tickets? I have 20 for each. Oh, by the
All
way,
right,
can you
now
check my
get-
pro line? for all these.
Yeah,
for
you're not
every
one of those
game in the
guys
season.
who their retirement plan is winning the Pro Line ticket. You know?
You can scan the codes on your phone now.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
You
Yeah.
can just like download an
So I
app
don't
and
have
you
to
just
scratch
scan it.
shit.
No, like
Scratch the barcode.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I don't play scratch tickets. I bought one on my 18th birthday, and I said if I lose, I'll never buy another one, and I just haven't.
I'm the
And
same
I get
way.
them for gifts, so I just give them to other people. When I
Oh,
get
really?
them.
So you don't even do them if you get them for gifts?
No.
So you're like, so
I
you
don't
would
really
say-
like to gamble. Like, even if I play poker, I don't play for stakes. I just play for
I
Yep.
fun.
love gambling.
Yep, I'm the same way.
I'm not a gambler. I'd rather just put like a couple bucks in my wallet. I'm like, I won. I got
Yeah.
the money.
Yeah, like if I have the chance to have more,
Mhm.
but I like putting my money towards something that I have guaranteed return on.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I just
exactly.
can't fathom like. I'm
Or I'd
just
rather
like,
just go
I
buy
get
a
I can win
McDouble.
more.
Like I got a
Exactly.
guaranteed return out my butt.
Yeah,
How
if
was
I
your
buy a
McDonald's
McDouble.
last week?
exactly. That's
Oh, it was great.
that's been my
I
philosophy.
paid like
on
$6
gambling.
for a combo.
Is that a lot?
No, that's pretty cheap. Their
Sounds
combos
like a
are
lot.
off the wall expensive.
Really?
Yeah, full price. It's like $10 or
Who
some
gets
shit.
actual like like the actual stuff? I only get.
I don't even
value
know
menu
why I get
from-
combos because I throw the
I like to
drink
treat myself
out
sometimes, you know, I'll be like,
immediately.
"Oh, okay."
What do you actually get? Like I don't even
From where?
from McDonald's on the
Oh.
on the like actual menu. I only get value
Big
picture.
Mac.
Same here. Yeah, I'll go for the Big Mac and maybe.
Ugh.
What do you mean, yuck?
I
I
used
hate
to.
Big Macs.
Why?
I
The
used to
sauce
make chicken
is
it, but
disgusting.
The sauce is
But-
the
McChickens
only
are the
good thing
best.
at
No.
and then I was like,
McDonald's.
I'll just get a chicken. I'll just
Big
get
Mac
two
sauce
of
is
those.
just
spices
like
are different.
vile. Quote me on it.
Might be right.
I'll have that on my gravestone.
The spices might be different.
No, Big Mac sauce is disgusting.
Get out.
Thousand Island
It's
dressing.
vile.
Isn't that just like ketchup to mustard
Ketchup.
and
Ketchup, mustard,
Ranch.
relish, and I think it's mayo.
You ever hear the story behind that shit? It's the most bullshit story I ever heard.
every story
like
we hear is bullshit.
Some chef is sailing across one of the Great Lakes, and he's like cooking for like the like yacht owner or whatever, and a shelf spills and it knocks all these ingredients
I think
into
you're
a
thinking
bowl.
about a Caesar salad there, guy.
Oh, is that what happened with a Caesar salad? Yo, fuck off.
Do I have to
great
fact
man,
check
Caesar.
this? Am I fact checking the story on
The remedy.
what one it is?
Yeah. Find out if the Caesar salad fell into the bowl or
No, the
if
Caesar.
the
God damn it.
The salad.
should I just commit to the lisp?
Yeah. I think we've got.
It's been trying to take over my whole life, and I've had to fight it back.
Let's just put on this
Yo, I
damn
think you just
video.
need a sip of water.
Yeah,
Hydrate, brother.
I don't have water.
Drink a beer.
Want a little bit of sips.
All right, you guys want to talk about real shit?
Yeah,
Put
give
on
us
this
more of
video
that. Give
quick.
us some more of that music news.
Okay, so I got a couple
Oh, I'm
last little things, and then we'll get into our juicy knockout round topic that I hope goes over super well. Boo, bah, pow.
Bam, bam.
Exactly.
And bop.
Okay, so J. Cole's Dreamville Records is putting together Revenge of the Dreamers 3. If you guys aren't in the know, Revenge of the Dreamers is a series of mixtapes where Dreamville brings together a bunch. It's like a collaboration tape. A bunch of producers get together, bunch of artists get together, they make a tape. It's called
tape.
Revenge of the Dreamers. It's really cool.
It's beautiful. It's
Cool.
gonna be so beautiful.
So I got a couple names here.
Lay it on me.
2 or 3 of them I've never heard of them, and then other ones are gigantic and have got me pretty excited. So they've invited artists such as Tay Keith, Big Crit, Wale, Currency, Ski Mask the Slump God, Childish Major, and Young Nudie.
Who the fuck is? Okay.
I don't know who Young
Yeah.
Nudie is, but I like the name. Like, I was going to leave the
Just like
names
Kid
I
Horny.
didn't know out, but then I saw Young Nudie. I was like, I'll just put that in there because I want to say that.
But then on top of it, we're gonna have the people from Dreamville. Like you're gonna have JID. You're gonna have Cole. You're gonna have JID. You're gonna have Cole. You're gonna have Earth Gang. You're gonna have
Yeah, the
Spillage
one-
Village. You're gonna have all of them as well on it.
Hell yeah. So I don't know if they have a projected release for it, but I know over the past 2 days they've been posting a ton on their Instagram of all the artists showing up in the Dreamville studios to put their work in. So that should be pretty exciting.
Damn.
And I
bro.
think that's kind of like one of the bigger hip hop announcements
Yeah, like
for the start of the year
producers.
so far.
They have Tis Christo. Who else?
I just want more Big Crit, dude.
Gods.
He was fucking killing it with those singles he was putting out at the end of last year.
David Peters.
You mean just like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, the end of last year.
Nice.
When is it okay to start referring to 2018 as last year? Is it too soon?
I think so.
That's a
Depends
good
on
question.
Do we have to get like a
month
month
you're
away?
talking about.
Yeah, I
Okay.
feel like it's going to be super comfortable in February, but
So when I say last year, does that just mean like 12 months back?
Yeah.
That's
That's
how
what I-
you feel about it?
Yeah, that's how I
Yeah,
see it.
Okay.
I feel the same.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind. Jerks.
we're going to come back to that same question in 2 months and see what they say.
Yeah,
We'll say
okay.
the same
Okay.
thing.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
No, you won't.
Yeah, so I told you R. Kelly's being put under criminal investigation now.
What?
When did you say that?
Oh, did I not say that?
What's an R. Kelly?
I don't know. I believe his name's Robert.
Some kind of cereal?
Roberto.
Oh, yeah, Robert Kelly. Yeah.
You like
Oh, R. Kelly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
that? Yeah.
Lay some more of that sweet, juicy music.
What's with this video though?
Give me the juice.
We'll get to these videos in a second.
Jesus.
These
it's
are
driving me crazy.
we'll end things out on a good laugh. Okay? Can you wait?
Yes, Daddy.
Okay. Do you guys want to talk about the big meat?
The big meat?
The big juicy topic?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yo, give me that big meat, boy.
You guys are
It's time
ready.
for the big meat.
It's time for the big meat.
Wow.
All right. Maynard James Keenan finishes tracking vocals for Tool's new record.
Yeah.
I'm pretty stoked but skeptical.
Me
Do you
too.
know what this means?
It's another
coming-
3 more
yeah.
years.
Maynard only tracks his vocals once the rest of the band has completed their instrumentation. That means the record is now going into mixing and mastering
I would
phase.
hope so. I would hope so.
What else are they going to do?
They can easily be
gotta
like,
bring in
oh,
a
hey,
triangle
I wonder
player?
what-
Never
no, they'll
mind,
be like,
scrap
no,
it.
no, they won't bring in any extra elements, but it's like, how many times has it been where like if a band's tracked and then they mix and then they're like, oh, I want to retrack, or they need to redo some parts, or they redo a song or whatever. Like, it doesn't happen all the time, but I mean, like,
True. I think they know at this
I would
point
hope so. God,
we have
I would hope
put
so.
up with waiting. This goes back to us being entitled fans. We're going to be entitled fans. 'Cause
You
that's what
owe
we
us.
do. Yeah. I think they know that they're at that point where it's kind of like they can release it later, like way, way later. People are obviously going to tune in, but like
They're not going to care.
ride the hype, dude. Ride the hype like any other fucking artist does.
Yeah, but Tool's always been Tool's not even on Spotify,
True.
and I love that they've stuck to that kind of whole.
Right, but isn't that
ominous-
because Tool is supposed to be received as a whole art experience, not just track by track? Like you're supposed to look at the artwork in the albums. You're supposed to
Yeah, definitely.
read like the viral campaigns
You hit the
online
nail
and
on the head
everything
with
like that.
Yeah, definitely.
It's not supposed to be just digested as music only.
But building hype is going to be so hard if it's like all in the videos and the packaging and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
We're in a
Like
different
now-
age than 13 years ago.
Exactly.
13 years
Exactly.
ago, 10,000 days.
We're in a we're in a totally different like way of marketing and shit. So I'm wondering how they will execute it, basically, because I know they'll do it in their own style, which like, I hope they will.
Devin, do you want to bring up Maynard's tweet that announced it, if it's still up on his page?
Yeah.
So, yeah, basically, I think it was they did a show. They performed a show about a year ago, maybe a little more than a year ago, where Maynard was like, he called everybody, the rest of his bandmates out on stage, where he's like, I have my fucking lyrics. I'm ready to like get this album together. The rest of my bandmates are fucking jerking it and not like pulling their weight. They're not putting the project together that we should be putting together.
Update: final vocals tracked months ago. Then US, UK, Euro run with APC of Tool.
A perfect circle, if you guys
Yeah.
weren't aware.
If Tool all instrumentals are tracked, long process of mixing now.
Long process of
Okay,
mixing.
so Maynard still doesn't even know if the rest of the band's instruments are done.
Yeah. Meanwhile, right.
So he's just like, fuck it, I'm just going in.
Yeah, he's like, you know what, guys, I just need to get this.
Do you think?
know.
Okay, so let's say the rest
So what,
of the
they're gonna
band
base it-
isn't done recording their instrumentation, do you think Maynard finishing the vocals would be enough a kick in the ass for them to be like, all right, let's
how
wrap
do you
it
write?
up?
So they're just gonna write the music around the vocals now?
Yeah,
I guess.
that's what I was
maybe
thinking.
maybe
I was
he
like,
had enough to, like, maybe the drums were tracked or something. Like maybe he had enough
Maybe.
to go off of,
Or maybe they like.
or maybe
He
they
was
got
getting
demos.
Or maybe
ready.
maybe he did get full tracks, but it's what I said before, where it's like they've done this before, where they've like, they've presumably thought that they were done tracking, and then they kept going back, and maybe this is like some weird habit the band has, where he's like, if the instrumentals are all tracked, like, because when I got them, they were apparently all done, but who knows what'll happen? You know what I mean? Like maybe it's just one of those things where like he can predict out of his bandmates that it's like there will be more retracking, maybe, or extra layers added on,
Sure.
or some shit like that.
There has
Like,
to be.
That's what I'm kind of saying.
They have always delivered on that, like, deep sense of value out of a record where, like, you are unpacking that thing for years to come, and there is little secrets and Easter eggs and tidbits and strange melodies, and you can overlay multiple tracks on top of one another to create a whole new song. That is the tool that we know.
But that's not the tool that's the tool that we know. It's the tool that
What do
we
you mean,
know.
math? That's what happened, dude.
It is, but it also isn't like those. I feel like because there's this huge. Okay, I'm just saying this because I'm like a diehard Tool fan.
I love Tool.
I love
think
them.
you're probably more invested than I am.
I'm not saying, but
I'd
not
love
saying
to
that
see
my
them crash and
opinions-
burn because I love that shit.
Part of me kind of wants that a little bit, but not in like a malicious sense. Just more like, they really are human. Like they can make a shitty album. Okay, I can go to sleep now. I can kill myself. I mean, I'm just kidding. But anyways, it's
Well,
more
that
or
got
less,
dark.
Like what I'm trying to say is, like with Tool and the depth that's in their lyrics and their music. Like, yes, they create really complex music, but anytime they are approached on that, whether it's like the most corporate bullshit interview, whether it's the most humble, honest, down-to-earth podcast, the answer is always the same, and it's like everybody always overthinks it too much. It's just like,
Well, it's
we're
just like-
trying to. It's cool that they find complexity in it, but we're putting it. We're like, how am I trying to say this? They create the music, and his lyrics are what they are,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, they're open to interpretation, but the weird meanings people find usually like are not.
Oh,
what I
that's a
originally intended.
subjective thing.
Yeah,
for
that's what
sure.
I mean, it's more like they
But-
create art to be interpreted, and it's open for interpretation rather than, hey, if you look deep enough, this is what it actually means. It's like that's what I'm
Yeah,
kind of trying to say, more or
definitely.
less.
But I feel like they kind of play this game similar to what Pink Floyd used to do, where Pink Floyd would make something like The Wall or The Dark Side of the Moon, where it's just like this incredibly complex record, and when they would be interviewed about it, they're like, yeah, I don't know, we came up with it in one take and we were all baked.
Okay, I
You
understand
know,
now
like
what
just
you're
writing it off. Like, I understand it's uncomfortable to be like, yeah, we put so much time into this, we neglected our families, blah, 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 like all this shit. Like, we put so much emphasis and care and thought into this,
Yeah.
and it's to the brink of insanity. I could see why a band wouldn't want to get into that, you know?
Yeah.
Or it's
Because
also
then
it
you
could
gotta
also
talk
be,
on Ellen about it. And it's like
it could
no,
also
I'm
just
good.
be like, that's their secret sauce. Why would they want to give it away?
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. And yeah, there's another thing too, is like Tool is also a bunch of like trolls, right? Especially in like how they, approach interviews, how they release like news about their music. You can tell they're huge trolls. So I feel like Maynard is kind of a troll in itself, like with it in itself, like through the music.
Mm-hmm.
So like through his lyrics and all that kind of shit, where it's, you'll hear a song like Stinkfist, and on the surface it's like, these are very interesting lyrics,
Mm-hmm.
but and there's probably some metaphor behind it, but at the same time it's like every interview I've seen that he that has asked about his lyrics, he always just kind of brushes it off, and I don't know, there's
Well, maybe
a
he
point-
doesn't fully grasp what he writes. Like it very well could be a stream of consciousness writing style that intrinsically to all of us looks incredible, but to him he's just like, yeah, I don't know, I just put pen to paper and that's kind of what came out.
I agree. I'm just kind of backing up my point of like, he puts less thought into it than you would think, so he can leave it for more of an open interpretation.
Okay.
That's kind of more or less what I'm saying. I'm not saying he doesn't like. He's saying like, oh yeah, these lyrics like are, they're total bullshit, and I'm doing it to fool you guys. It's more like I'm just gonna kind of go for it, and I'm not gonna really like overthink it too much, but I'll leave it for you guys to overthink.
Okay. Yeah. Fair enough.
But then there's like other people like. I've heard stories about like Kurt Cobain, writing the lyrics for certain songs, like huge songs, like the day before they were tracking, and he's like, they're just bullshit lyrics, like they're literally bullshit lyrics. Like I didn't think about them, I just needed to get some shit out there, and
but
that's you don't know how many songs that's been across. Could have been just one.
Now look at yourself, because we all make music here. How many times do you make something that you could show to somebody and they're not blowing smoke up your ass, and they're like, wow, this is fucking great, and you're like, it's literal trash.
Dude, I don't know. I don't feel comfortable with any of my
Exactly.
Sucks.
Do you think, because like
True, that could
even
cast
big
it.
artists like that would suffer from that. You don't grow out of that, at least
No,
as
you're
somebody who's striving to always be improving on your craft and making something different and better than you did last time.
People
You're always, by the time you have something done and written and recorded, you probably hate it. Or if you don't hate it, you're really unsure and sort of anxious about it, I would think. So maybe it's just easier for them to go, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. It's they've always been such a mystery to me that it's so hard to read them, and I think that's why I just continue to, be so hard for them all the time, is because like it's just everything they do, no matter how few times they will do it in my lifetime,
Right.
is just something to chew on. There's
And
just so much to chew on because they leave it such a mystery.
Yes, I was just going to say the
the
story
essence of it.
is just as interesting if they tried to make the album that deep or not,
Yeah.
Either side of the coin. You're like, wow, what do you mean? They didn't put any effort into this? That's insane. These are
Yeah.
the greatest songwriters of our time.
Yeah.
Or they put so much thought into this that like we're still breaking it down. We're still breaking down 10,000 days to
Yeah.
today,
Yeah, but I think when it comes to things like we were kind of saying before, how layering songs and it being like that, like there has been. I'm just gonna kind of say this just because of like interviews I've watched and all this kind of shit where they're like, oh really, like that's something that people have done. Oh cool, like it almost like took them by surprise. Like oh really, that's a thing. Like oh cool. They're like we didn't mean to do that, but that's really sick. Like oh
Right.
shit. So. I feel like there's when you kind of leave things mysterious and complex, there's more variables for like people finding deeper meaning, which is also really cool because then it allows the band to kind of like rediscover their own music,
Sure.
Yeah.
And I mean, like Pink Floyd to this day sticks to the fact that they didn't write Dark Side of the Moon to sync up with The Wizard of Oz, but when you write it, when you listen to it and watch the film, like lyrics are syncing up to exactly what is going on screen for at least one entire playthrough of the record. And I'm not going to say they did or they didn't do it on purpose, but it could very well be a fluke, a very small probability fluke that happened, and the same thing could be said about Tool. But I think I lean more towards Maynard knows exactly what he's doing, and maybe the rest of the band isn't quite in on it, or maybe he gives them they're not quite keen to it.
Oh, buddy.
Maybe he nudges them in the right direction or something. I think I subscribe to that sort of net of thought, right? That's probably, like, to me, there has to be a reason why he makes them finish everything, or on previous records makes them finish everything before he gets busy on a track,
Yeah. I don't know. It's I've never kind of thought of it as like a two-party system kind of thing. I've always kind of thought of Tool as like this big collective thing, but now over the years of seeing Maynard waiting for them to finish so he can do his stuff, it's like, yeah.
I was just gonna point out, I don't know if we have the Twitter still up, but one of the hashtags on the tweet was it was like a double-sided thing. So he was like, yeah, I've been drinking or making my wine and blah, 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 like at the very end of the tweet. But the hashtag said, well, you guys were whining. I was working. Is it a shot at the fans or is it a shot at the rest of the band?
How is whining spelt? Like whining as in like a pun about wine?
I'm not
or
sure.
Like,
Can you bring up the tweet again, Devin?
Okay, one sec.
Yeah, no problem.
Because if it's like a wine kind of thing, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if maybe that's like a play into like his fans who are also into his wine.
Right.
For some reason, I don't know what that means.
But
it might be like a weird, deeper meaning of his
It
like
is-
subculture.
It
Or
is so intrinsically vague that I think the whole point is it can be taken 2 or 3 different ways.
I don't think the well, you guys know whining's with the silent H. Okay. Well, who was really whining, right?
Is it?
Oh wait. Track
Troll the
for
band's
and
Facebook.
yeah. Oh. Meanwhile, writing, filming, tracking with Pussifer for 2020 and Troll the Band Facebook's with
There's
wine
no-
posts. Hashtag funny shit while you were whining, I was working. I wonder what that means. I mean, I think it's more or less towards the fans because, like, what's the band really going to be whining about? If we really want to go that deep into
True,
like
true.
who's doing the whining is like if the band's whining, it's like are they whining? Why? Not for him to finish his vocals because he's waiting on them to finish the instrumentals. So I think that's kind of out of the picture. I think the fans are whining about where's the tool, where's the tool, where's the tool, and it's like he's kind of saying it's like, hey, why don't you guys do something instead of just waiting on me? Do your own thing so
Go
you
work
can let
on
the time.
something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Couldn't even capitalize the I.
Jeez,
Um,
Maynard.
'kay.
Running a business.
Now,
Fucking dick.
all Tool strangeness aside, do you think that they are going to be able to live up to the expectations? Do you think they're going to be able to produce? Because everybody's always going to, like, we're going to look at 10,000 Days and we expect this one to be better. You know? That's how the music world works. That's how
Yeah.
fans look at music.
Yeah.
You want it to be better
That's how marketing
in some
works.
sort
You
of
want the-
way.
Want the new product to be better than the one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Do you think they'll be able to step it up? Do you think they taking such a long break, do you think they're going to be out of touch with what's going on right now? Do you think Maynard is too drunk on red wine?
Jiu-jitsu. You know what?
I don't know.
I feel like. So when was the last time? When was 10,000 Days released? Like 13 years
13 years
yeah,
ago.
13 years ago. So I feel like since that time, the music industry and how we access music is a lot different. We can all agree to that, obviously. Just because before it was more like you'd get your music. I don't want to say for free, but you would listen to music. You would try before you buy.
Mm-hmm.
Through a more illegal way, where now there's a more kosher way of doing things.
Right.
But with the way we take in music as the more kosher way of listening to it, let's say for free, I kind of want to say that it kind of plays into how an artist markets their music and how they distribute it. Like we were saying before with Tool, how they are a band that will push things as this kind of collective way you experience their art. It makes me feel like the times are different to a point where that is either going to be super effective or it will give them a bit more time to be soaked in by the world. Because with 10,000 Days it was that it came out and it blew up because albums were still a thing to buy in store, I guess.
And
Whereas-
listen to a whole album.
Yeah. But now it's
we're in the age of the single right now. There's people like
it's
us
a singles
who
business.
we
It totally is.
we thirst and hunger for an album project, and there are still people like that. But to get that mainstream success that Tool once was championing and having, it's definitely way different right now.
And I think if they're going to release something, the loyal Tool fans, which are pretty much everybody because it's just so hard to access them, and it always was hard to access them,
Right.
is that it's going to still blow up because they have the millions and millions of fans who are still Tool fans 13 years ago. No one stopped. I don't think a lot of people were like, I'm not into Tool anymore.
Yeah.
I'm
They just died.
Yeah, for me, yeah, exactly.
There's people who have died waiting for this record.
someone like me, it's like I listened to them so much back in the day that now I won't likely put them on once a week. But but at the same time, if I listen to them, I know.
But when you're
word,
in the
every
fucking
detail.
mood, you're like, God damn,
Yeah.
this shit is better and better every time I
So,
listen to it.
I think that attitude and that mindset, it like I can speak for a lot of other Tool fans. When the album comes out, like everyone's gonna try
You
to
heard
pick
it
it up.
here,
There's gonna be a bunch of
folks. Ian, the prophet of Tool fans.
Yes.
He's speaking for you.
Yes.
Thank God for
Sorry,
you.
go ahead.
No, I just didn't know how to follow up to that. That was a pretty big. That was a pretty big compliment there.
Show him the feet. Show him the feet. He has Tool-inspired tattoos on his feet.
Nah, we don't need to go
Show
there.
your
I'll
fucking
just,
feet.
And
just
what-
get a little flash there, and there you go.
Ooh.
Boom.
Let's
Flash
snort
of the
some toe
skin.
jam.
You want some toe jam? I got my toe knife.
What?
What the hell is that?
What's a toe knife?
Okay, if any of you guys are watching and you know what a toe knife is, say it in the chat, or just leave a comment or whatever the hell way you express yourself.
I want to know.
I'll let
Anyways,
you know in 5
what I'm
minutes.
trying to say, kind of going back to the whole Tool thing, is like when they release it after such a long amount of time, to answer the question of after so long, will it blow up or will it bomb? Which are weird because they're kind of synonymous words. Anyways,
Wow.
I follow,
Tech-
though. I got you.
what
Yeah,
I'm trying
I
to
hear
say
you.
is that I think it'll still blow up because of just how many loyal fans there are. But when it comes to the long-term success, like 10,000 Days had, I don't think it will have that unless they go online and they like kind of
I think they'll go online.
yeah.
I think they will have an interesting rollout like we all expect them to. What that might be, I'm not sure, but I have faith that they know exactly what they need to do. Albeit, I'm sure they're all very nervous to make this rollout happen because so much changes after so much time off of making music, out of the public eye, all that, right? So yeah, I don't think they would leave the fans hanging without something to set them up. Like if this was their last record, we would be okay with it. You know?
I agree, and I even said that the year after 10,000 Days. I was like, if
Yeah.
their next album is their last, if it's instrumental, like for whatever reason, whatever way it came out, however it was presented musically.
Leaked.
No, I mean like musically, like if it was instrumental, if it was like fucking a grindcore album, like I don't fucking care. Release it, I will love the shit out of it. I'll be wet over it for years.
I was just gonna say, what would it take for you to hate it? Like, what if it came out and it was like a bunch of Limp Bizkit covers?
They'd probably do it well.
I'd be like, yeah, I'd be like, okay, like, all right.
I fucking
sick.
love Limp Bizkit.
It was like, okay, you know what? It was so kind of touching on the subject with Tool when the new APC album came out, Eat the Elephant.
Did you like it?
I did at first. No, sorry, I didn't at first, and then I liked it, so it was more of like one of those growers. So if
I got
Shower,
one of
not a
those.
grower.
I got one of them too.
You've got a grower?
I've got two.
Two.
But two.
Damn, dude. Sorry.
Can I say?
You're a grower.
Takes
All
two
that
to-
carbon
takes two to
monoxide
tango.
in your car.
Yeah, it takes two to tango. Got him. Anyways,
It takes two to make a thing go right.
Yep.
It takes two to make it out of sight.
Yep.
Hey.
All right, moving on.
Hey, what I'm basically trying to say is just if it was upon a first glance like bad to me, I think it would just take a while for it to grow on me. But maybe that's because I'm a sucker for Tool,
Yeah.
and I'll just like force myself to
I mean,
like it.
yeah,
so,
those guys together, even if it's a huge troll and it's not good, I feel like I will gain something from listening to it, you know?
unless they push the envelope to the highest extent, we're like, hey, we're gonna do a crazy publicity stunt when we release this, and we're gonna show these crazy controversial videos of us doing stuff with our spouses and or kids that's super really wrong. Then I'd be like, okay, that's terrible. I will not like you anymore. I hate this album.
Fair.
But if like,
they
it's
are
just-
Kelly, we're out, right? That's
We're
the
pulling the
consensus.
Drake.
If they're kissing 17-year-olds dancing on stage to Tools,
Yeah, I'll probably back
Maynard
out.
James Keenan is secretly Millie Bobby this whole time.
yo. Well, what do you think, Patrick? How do you feel about Tool?
I like them. I haven't really dove much into their whole thing.
Yeah.
I'll listen to them. I listen to the shit out of them.
You should get ready.
Yeah.
Because
maybe in
whatever's
2 or
coming
3
out in
years.
7 years.
Yeah. I'll look forward to it. I
Like
don't know.
it started to get sad after we passed 10,000 days in real life.
Yep.
That's when the memes started rolling out.
Like you had the perfect PR rollout right there.
Yep. Yeah, so I'm excited about that.
I'm excited, but I'm not expecting anything anytime soon.
Yeah, oh, me neither.
But my expectations
But
are
I also-
still high.
I don't want them to rush it out either. Like, as much as I want it now as a fan, I don't want them to rush it out. Like, they can take another fucking 30 years if they have to, if they're crafting like a megalodon of a fucking record, you know?
They
Like,
always
I-
do. Though.
I want
feel
an
like that's
artist-
every.
Yeah, oh,
Yeah.
for sure, for sure.
I feel like some bands can get away with like the mystery of not being around for a while and then kind of executing something in very like
Quick fashion.
in very quick fashion, but they're sparse. Like the times that they do release things, like another band would be like Tesseract or something. They release like new music every 3 years, and it's everybody loves it. But they, they're not like on their social media game, or they're not like, they're doing tours and stuff. But I feel like some bands just can do that workflow, and then some bands are like, hey, we need to be on your radar all the time. Please don't forget about us, or you will.
Now, to put a little maraschino cherry on top of this Tool conversation, there is another group who we didn't really have a chance to talk about when they announced this at the end of last year. Or, I mean, 3 weeks ago. Is that how you guys want me to say it?
Yeah.
4 weeks ago. System of a Down.
Hey.
Oh, I didn't know about
yeah.
Tell
Oh,
us.
you didn't hear about this?
No.
All right.
Unfucking believable.
System of a Down came out of the
Hiding.
ether, out of hiding, out of their hiatus. Now, I'm not sure exactly the phrasing they put behind it, so I'm gonna paraphrase here. But basically, they said they have a whole record's worth of new material, and it's better than anything they've ever released before.
Said every band ever when they
Mhm.
were releasing
That's
new
true.
material.
But I trust Serge Tankian.
I
don't
do
know if I
trust
trust the
Serge.
rest of the band.
I don't know if-
I trust Serge enough to be heading that project once again and deliver exactly what we need.
And they all say that they're working well together.
Yeah,
Really
Yeah.
interesting. Whatever his
Very.
name is, Darren
Darren. Yep.
Yeah.
Malakian.
Guess he's off the blow.
He was getting a little chunky there for a while, and then he got real thin. And I got worried that we were never going to get System again.
Yeah.
But I feel like right now is exactly the fucking political climate we need
yeah.
for System of a Down to bust out and kick some people straight in the fucking cock.
I would
Yeah.
hope so. I hope it's not too late that like these beloved like bands that are coming out and doing like resurging, coming out with all the vocalist puns right now. Resurging their musical kind of career, because like they do the touring thing. Like I saw System on when they reunited at Heavy TO like a few years back. So they've been like touring for a bit.
Was
Right.
that any
like,
good?
it was actually really, really good. Like they did the like the prison song, and how they do like the guitar and the drums and the bass like dan dan dan, and then they have just like a curtain in front of the stage, and they would like flash the lights, and then Serge in the back like they're trying to build a prison,
Oh, it's so
and then they
fucking
would
sweet.
extend like how many times they did it, so like no one knew when it was coming down, and as soon as they kicked in, the curtain falls down, and they're
That's
all just there,
fucking
and they're just
awesome.
going, and everyone's losing their mind because it was their first performance in
Hell
Canada
yeah.
since their breakup.
Damn.
So it was like the most like this guy. I remember he was just
The hype has been building for
Oh.
years for some of
this
these
guy
people.
literally in the pit
he
grabbed
just-
my face and was like shouting the lyrics at me
Yes!
as hard as he could while spinning me around for like a good like verse.
That's fucking awesome.
yeah. I was like losing my mind. I was like, holy, this is happening. It was a great show.
That would be me. Like, I have so much pent up System energy, big dick System energy inside of me that, like, this record's gonna come out and I'm gonna fucking crash my car, dude.
Oh my god. can
Like,
you
I,
imagine?
when the announcement came out, I went back and I listened to their whole discography again, and I was just like, sitting in my fucking office, just rocking out so hard. I'm like, holy shit, this is fucking amazing. Like, I forgot how hard this shit hits. And like, there's a ton of bands that have come out to try to make like a way more aggressive, thrashy sound. but something about System is just like so brutal.
I think it's the vocals. Like
Yeah.
it's not the only thing, but it just gives it such a
They got this. It's like a serrated fucking edge.
yeah, it's like
to System of
panicky
a
kind
Down.
of
Yeah. It's like
I think it's
It's-
Darren's guitar playing too.
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
kinda
well, it's the whole fucking band.
Yeah, it's
man.
the whole-
like
the
they
whole
come
band,
together
yeah,
as
yeah,
a great
they all-
They're
unit.
pretty good.
yeah, they are right.
But yeah, it's like got this polished yet rough a whole like appeal and aesthetic to it. And yeah, I hope it comes out soon.
Me too.
Because I'm jonesing hard. I listen to like a bunch of their live performances, and I'm like, oh my god, like
Big
I
day
gotta
out.
get back to a fucking System show. I'm just ready. I need that.
You ever seen them live?
Never,
No?
Neither.
never.
God damn it.
I was too little. I was 1 year younger than you guys, so I missed like that. That was like a big year because like
That's no excuse.
I think I was in like grade 8, and System was
years
like
younger
going on
than him.
hiatus.
That's
Yeah.
no
Well, when I saw
Hey,
them at
math's
Heavy
right.
TO, I was in grade
Christian's
12,
got
I
bad
think.
maths.
Yeah.
Maybe grade 13. Yeah. That was a
Um,
huge announcement. I remember that. That was crazy. They should bring back Heavy TO. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened to that whole thing.
every
For those who don't
festival in
know,
Canada
Heavy-
festers and
Yeah.
dies.
Well, apparently there was this
too
there
cold.
there was this issue with like Heavy TO charging people ridiculous amounts of money for water. Like
That's so
and,
scummy, man.
and not giving anywhere like any places to drink unless you left.
That I'm
So it was
I'm
like it was
honestly-
pretty
human
bad. And the whole
rights.
play honestly like it was in terms of the service of Heavy TO, it was
Garbage.
pretty terrible.
Yeah,
But
man.
the experience of Heavy TO was like something I'll remember for the rest
That
of
was
my
the
life.
first show I ever went to.
Is it because they spent so much money on the sick lineup that they're just like,
They
oh, we
spent-
forgot to buy anything
Well,
else?
they spent
Prob-
they spent a good money on the lineup. The like the other kind of things that were going around the festival. They had like a pro wrestling thing going on the entire festival. So
What?
you'd like go to where like the beer tent is or whatever,
Oh,
and
man.
there's just like a wrestling like thing going like a wrestling arena, and these guys just going at it, different people going at
Just
it,
going
like,
at it.
Yeah, just going at it, just grabbing
Sounds
each other.
Everything was just
Grabbing
going
each
at
other
it.
and just,
There's just
spanking
snakes
meats.
jumping out of
Yeah.
holes and fucking everything.
And then they just had like they had like a meet and greet for bands, but other than that, it was like the facilities were pretty garbage. But like I said, like it's for the lineup, which was at that year. It was System of a Down, it was Slipknot, Marilyn Manson. There was other big bands like Five Finger Death Punch, In Flames,
Kill Switch.
Kill Switch, Deftones.
Oh, they would be so good to
Who else? Like Between the Buried and Me, Veil of Maya, Periphery. I think.
Hey, remember when
Red
Periphery
played
was
it.
supposed to play Koi Fest?
Oh, did you see that video that Misha posted that like was announcing that they're not playing
I
it?
did see it, but I don't recall what
and it
happened. in
just-
it.
You're just in a blind
Was it like,
fury.
hey,
And it
we
just-
for
No, he-
what's Kitchener?
No, it's pretty much him with like like on his iPhone 5 or whatever, being like, "Hey guys, just want to let you know that we, due to scheduling conflicts, or maybe not that. I don't want to say it, don't want to quote it too hard, but he's like, oh, we won't be able to make it. Hope to see you guys maybe next year, or whatever." And he just kind of like,
And then Koi died.
yeah,
Yeah.
R.I.P. Koi. Honestly, so many good memories
Yeah.
from
Dude,
like
Koi
my,
was the dopest
Yeah.
festival.
For those who don't know,
Protest time after time after time.
Koi Fest was an awesome local festival that they basically would close the entire downtown, take bars and clubs, and they would basically be turned into music venues, and they would just play music throughout the entire day over the course of a weekend. And usually each venue had like a theme. Like one venue, for example, like there was this venue that had a patio, so they would play a lot of acoustic stuff. There was a venue that had like it was in a basement, so they'd throw more like metal and punk shows. They had so kind of things like that, and it was just the best day because it was affordable. A, so there was a bunch of high school kids coming out. B, it was regulated for all ages with designated drinking areas, and it was just like, I don't know, it was just they had inside stages, they had a main stage.
And our
I don't-
city is extremely passionate about music.
Well,
So,
was
the
Was
Well, it still
It
is.
still
Still
is.
is.
Still
In terms-
trying.
It was
in
like
terms of
trying.
the
The
performing
people
arts
would-
community.
Everybody would turn out, and it was like so friendly at Koi Fest. Like
yeah.
you would, I think I maybe saw like one dude get fucking bopped out, but that was about it. Like, you'd expect to go to a festival and see like dozens or hundreds of incidents like that, but it was nothing like that. Like, it was like all love. Like, everybody's just chilling, listening to music that they love.
Is that the festival where the wax kind of?
Yeah, the one with Every Time I Die, where what happened was on
Oh my god, that was so much fun.
Yeah, the last night of protest, Every Time I Die was supposed to headline, but it started raining really heavily or something happened like that. So they had to. So they were playing on the main stage outside, which was just like parking lot converted into like a little stage area. And they made this announcement that pretty much just got spread through word of mouth.
Yeah.
That people were just kind of yelling, saying, "Oh, they changed the venue. They're playing down the street." So there was just this mob of people flooding in, bottlenecking into this venue.
And there's only so much room, so you had to just like sprint for your spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, the wax is like maybe 1,000 people at best. At fucking best can fit in there.
I'm
right?
actually I'm gonna try to find this video of Every Time I Die playing at the wax. It's literally a sight to see. You guys, like, it's.
Who were you there for that?
I was.
Yeah, I was there. I was on the balcony.
We were there.
That
was,
it was you and me.
Yeah.
Dang, I left like right as that was all going down.
It was
That was
insane.
That was one of my. Every time that I go to the wax, this same thing happens. Whenever I'm seeing a band.
During Koi, Big D and the Kids Table play at the wax. One of my favorite ska bands of all time, who I would never expect to come to a little crummy town like Kitchener and perform, and it just blew my fucking mind.
How many videos do they have of this?
2.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the one. I'm just trying to find the one. I was trying to see if they would do like the little like carousel preview thing, because I'm trying to find the proper video.
Did anybody rip the chandelier out of the roof?
You'll see.
Dude,
Oh, damn. Oh, they're like right on the stage too, man.
Yeah, so there was
Holy.
people. I'm not gonna play the audio just because it's probably like really distorted. Oh, it's actually not that bad. So it's kind of indistinguishable what they're actually playing, but there was people. So basically, this venue has pillars set up around the floor area, like where people stand and watch. And they have these kind of pillars that connect them over top, and people were climbing on these and jumping off these into the crowd to the point where the guitarist caught on, climbed his amp, went on top, and just dove into the crowd, and nobody caught him. So he just like
and
fell
like
into
that.
the crowd.
See that, dude?
Yeah, and people are just like going, and like I remember watching this and was like, this is probably the craziest show I will ever go. Like, people are just walking across these things. It's
Well, you got to remember too, like this, they were like the last show of the night, right?
Yeah.
So people are piss wasted by this
and
point.
people are like off that energy of like, we got to get into this venue to get a good spot.
True,
like,
true,
Yeah,
true.
look, there it is.
yeah. And it's funny because I have
you have the footage from that.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
And
The guitarist follows right up after him, doesn't he?
yeah, it's actually insane. But yeah, I feel like, so kind of going back to what I was saying before, where I was like, oh, something with the local scene, like this town is passionate for music, and I said it was, but I think it still is. I think just Koi Fest was something that, you know, kids and even like teenagers and adults remember as just something that was something to look for every summer. And now, like, there is still a thriving music scene locally, but there's not as many venues to kind of host that. And when the music festivals do come here, they're like big music fest that has like Aerosmith and shit.
David Guetta.
Yeah, and like Ever After. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's like, if you're gonna, if you know the town has potential to get such big artists, then you definitely know that it has potential for every thriving artist trying to get a break here. They just want to play a show. Like, a lot of people here just want to play shows, and Koi is that chance to like really just, it's not even to shine, it's just to fucking give her all you got.
Hell yeah.
And
I think that guitarist is climbing up now.
Yeah, here he is.
yeah.
Oh,
The video
my
ends.
God, what the fuck?
Boo.
Bullshit.
But he
Hey,
pretty
so
much
calm
goes,
Right
pretty
on.
much just goes,
Thanks for listening, Google.
Yeah.
and
No
then
shit.
just
Um,
falls off, and no one caught him at all.
Yeah, that was brutal.
all right, so you guys want to wind this down, and we'll watch some of these funny
Yeah,
videos
give
we
me
got
these
here.
Videos, I've been itching to see them.
All right.
Devin, you got the Chrome up on the green screen?
Do you got the chroma?
The chroma. So like a this guy.
Yep.
All right, so starting
Here
with
we go.
this
Here
one.
we go. So this is just a series of videos. god, yo!
Dude, what
That
the
final
fuck?
dunk! The
Dude.
final dunk!
No, the look of terror in his face. That's like that's every baby
I can't
who
believe we
got
do this to
baptized.
kids, man.
Poor kid, man. Holy shit. Oh my god.
Yo, that's the most crazy baptism.
Yeah, that's gonna be in my nightmares forever. All right, I am good.
Where's the money,
Holy shit.
shithead?
Shit.
All right, so that's one of them.
Moving on.
What's this? Gollum spotted on Woodstock.
Yeah, okay, so this one's a bit longer. This shit is fucking wild, though. Hopefully, yeah, oh, it's got the edit in.
Oh my god, the music. Oh, here it comes.
Dude, this guy must be freezing.
This man's fucked up on 28 tabs of LSD.
Oh my god.
He hasn't eaten for a week.
Oh no.
Holy shit.
Dude, that's
Some-
terrifying. This looks so unpleasant.
That fucking music.
Wait a minute. That's me. That's what happened 10 years ago.
Now, I don't know if it's going to show it, but some dude comes along with a beer.
He's got on. He's
Oh,
got
yeah,
flip flops
can I
on his
have a drink?
arms.
Could I have? Oh, fuck.
And he
It doesn't
goes
show
like
it.
and he's
Yo,
like-
okay, so this next man comes along with a beer, and he's like, can I please have a drink? Can I please have a drink? And he gives him a sip, and Schmiegel's just like reinvigorated with power, and then just disappears back out into this mud pit, like after just a
Crazy.
single
Wonder
sip. And he tries to hand it back to the guy, and the guy's like, no.
No.
I'm good.
I'm not down to trip instantly.
This is some wholesome fun right here.
What the?
What?
I'm sorry.
I think I have that balloon in this room.
What a real,
happy
what
birthday
a,
balloon.
what a cutie right there.
Thanks, man. Good
30
times.
unexpected thug life moments.
Do you see what happens when you full screen? Now you can't click the next tab.
There's no next tab, Brief.
What's the first one?
YouTube.
Oh, I thought we had another video ready.
Nope.
No, it's just
Do
those.
you have any other ones you want to load up?
No, hell no.
All right. Well,
That's
hope you guys enjoyed that. I know I did.
All right, you guys want to wrap it up?
I'm
Yeah,
wrap it
wrapped,
up.
man. I'm wrapped.
Okay. Hope you enjoyed the episode.
Thanks.
Yeah.
We apologize for missing last week. We apologize for coming in like a drunkard in the night for the beginning of this episode. It was a
Maybe
fucking
next
mess.
week will be better.
Hopefully, yeah, we'll be back in the swing of things next week. We have a guest coming in.
It's a secret.
Okay, we're gonna keep it a secret.
You may know him from such films as
Barnyard Betty.
and
King Kong.
his name's Jack Black.
Oh shit!
Oh, exposed.
Okay, yeah,
Jackie.
So much for secrets.
yeah. We're not very good at those.
No, that's pretty embarrassing.
Well, thanks for coming by.
Thanks for coming by.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Um,
dogs.
Podcast will be up on audio sources if you want to share it with your friends and families. You'll probably want to share it with your enemies because this is just complete ear garbage.
When is it
yeah.
going to be up?
Hopefully by Friday morning. I'm aiming for Friday morning.
You heard it here
I'm
first.
still getting the editing thing under wraps and trying to get sleep in there at the same time.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll try to get that out. We'll keep you guys posted. Make sure to follow us on the Instagram. Check us out on YouTube.
Fist the bell. Fist the bell.
Fist that bell.
that bell.
Yep.
It's dead, boy.
Share this around. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
all
yeah.
right.
And have a good night.
Peace.
Good night.
Bye, guys.
Sis.